welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back today. We're playing more Call of Cthulhu. I'm speaking quietly because we're playing at a different time. It's early in the morning. I don't want to wake anyone up. I don't think Long has gone to bed yet.
It's 12 hours. I think we played last night, and I'm still here.
So the last time we had Long, he had just woken up and attacked an old man. Now we have him on 12 hours. Like just kind of on, I don't know. You guys might be unsafe. I'm just saying.
Wait, he's only been up for 12 hours?
No, we
normally
saw
people
each
are up for
other.
like 16.
No, we saw each other 12 hours ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
now we're
You
back
weren't in
together.
that group. Sorry. Neither are you, Maitreyi.
Yeah, I never get invited to those.
You were in the
that's why.
group
That's why.
and then left it.
Yeah.
So, and then we had to replace
Clearly.
it. with Kip's.
Clearly,
about
it's lack of invitation and
Nope,
not
Sounds like they were.
They're in it.
self
Saying.
exit.
Yep. Anyhow.
Happy Saturday in the
Sure.
morning.
Listen. Let's just dispense with all. Let's just get started. So we're going to do things a little differently today. Normally, we start a game and I summarize what happened. Here's what I want to do instead. I would like you all to tell me what the fuck happened last time we played. So you guys just go ahead and explain to me or share with all of us what happened last episode. Let's just, anyone can hop in.
I got this.
Okay. All right, Steve.
So we started
I'm strapping in, buckling up for this story time with Steven.
This will be 100% factual.
Bracing myself, stealing myself.
We started in the ruins of an old cathedral, finding a trap door. We were going to go down into like this catacombs, but before we open it, we were stopped by this crazy kook of an old man who said he was part of an ancient military order that's been non-existent for centuries. He had this like completely wild, unkempt beard. He seemed pretty old as well. He likely was having some, delusions of grandeur, they say. And he apparently is one of these like preppers where he like booby traps everywhere he goes. So he opens this door and disconnects a tripwire that would have been a booby trap so that we can follow him into these catacombs. And we wander around under the streets of Malta for who knows how long, going who knows where, following this crazy old man who's just espousing these crazy ideas about how he's like the last knight of the Order of Malta or something like that. Something about Maltese falcons. No one was really paying attention because it was just crazy rambling. He brings us to another ladder with another booby trap because, again, like he's the crazy prepper guy. And then he tells us to make ourselves at home in the basement of his house, which we do. We go for a change of clothes. We try to get some refreshments. We just try to freshen up a bit because we've been running around a dusty catacomb for who knows how long, right? So we're just trying to settle in, relax, listen to this guy's story because, yeah, he's crazy. He's part of some cult of one, but, it could be an interesting story at the very least. And then he just flips out of nowhere. And he gets very upset that we made ourselves at home the way he told us to do. When he starts getting angry, he, of course, for some reason decides to pick on Will, which I think that was more of a Jeff thing, like bleeding in, rather than the actual character. But, that might, we won't have to get too deep into that. And, of course, my best friend, Patrick, came to my defense, and that really just irritated the crazy old man even more. And when that happened, things just kind of went off the rails. Crazy old man got pushed around a little bit. We did pretty well in the fight, I think. And we decided, like, hey, we don't want to beat up an old man. Like, that's not our vibe. Quit making us hit you. So we decided to just gracefully exit the house. And we decided to, like, okay, crazy old man just needs to be left alone. There are some people you just can't engage with. And we decided to, regroup at a new hotel and move on with the mission. Did I get anything wrong?
A few things.
You could say there were inaccuracies.
It's very interesting because you, Steven, posted on our YouTube video when I posted it a couple days back.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't post it.
Are we the baddies? This is by Steven, Huckleberry RPG. So you can see it. And someone was like, oh, yeah, I think it was NM Math, who's been watching our campaign the whole time. And eventually answers your question. Yep. Yes, you are. Now, this isn't a campaign in which, great old ones, threaten the world. Nectar causing people to do other things, giant mouths eating people, all that kind of stuff. And anyhow, did anyone want to make any additions or editorializations to Will's summary? Are we good?
Yeah, so I think the nature of all of the experiences that we've had have made us a bit less than trusting.
Sure.
And
No,
perhaps
none of this we us stuff.
Yeah.
we
Carmelita
perhaps see dangers
and
where they
Goldie.
don't exist and don't welcome support when we should, because yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was wondering
Weird.
how long it would take for Steven to go off the rails. I should have had under 3 seconds, and I don't know why I didn't.
Can
Sorry,
we just
it was Lupercal.
take a moment to
Lupercal.
reflect on how Carmelita, at every point she disagrees with something, says, I'm not with this group. I'm just traveling with them, but I'm not actually a part of the group. And then when we're doing crazy shit, she's fully up for owning it. She's happy to
Listen,
meddle all she wants.
I'm sorry. At what point has it been made unclear that she is willing to throw you under the bus? And it's not really a problem. It's not like you all have such massive integrity anyway. It's fine.
The group is really getting a lot closer and much more bonded as this campaign goes on. We're really tight
out
knit at
of
this point.
necessity, sure.
Who knew? I mean, honestly, I feel like Frank was the glue that kept the group together, and with his passing, everything is just falling apart. Seems to be what it
Really?
is. So that's true.
It's that safety net of knowing that at the end of the location, Frank is going to be there and he's going to fly us to safety. And now we're just rudderless, ill-equipped folks.
I feel like
Yeah.
we were fairly well equipped, but then Frank also took all our gear with him.
Your plane crashed and you lost all your stuff. You failed your role to actually get weapons, Will.
Don't blame
I
us.
presented
Don't
to
blame
you an
us.
NPC who offered to give you a safe house, made a charcuterie plate for you, and then also said he could help
Didn't
you
even let us have
with
a bite.
connections. Because you, Mr. I made myself at home. Okay, how many of
don't-
you go over?
We're past the recap now. We don't need
How
to
many of you
relitigate.
go over to your friends' houses and they say make yourselves at home, and you trot over into the bedroom of their deceased brother or whatever, and start putting his clothes on. Just start putting on his. Oh,
I mean,
got
just
the
any
whole-
closet.
Look at this.
Really, just any clothes.
It was a
Like,
Foot
it's
Locker in a barracks. That's very different. Completely different. It was self-defense.
So
we've gone full on with self-defense.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know how,
This
and then
is
you guys.
impossible, Steven. It cannot still be self-defense.
I don't.
It's
I
always
don't
self-defense when I
understand.
do it.
Yeah.
It was like a slow motion train wreck. It was pretty amazing. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, we can all agree it's Melissa's fault for rolling the critical fail. Right?
I have been happy to say that since she rolled the critical fail.
I have I said to Jeff
Rolls were
offline
not
that
with
Multiple
us.
I don't lie about my rolls. But the thought crossed my mind
Yeah.
when I saw that roll of maybe I just don't say what this is and make up a different
start-
number. But I didn't.
start rolling in Foundry.
I played it as it rolled.
She only cheats
I
at
think we're
board
gonna
games,
start rolling
y'all.
Foundry. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I don't think that summary was particularly accurate, but I will say that the generic plan that you all have is that you're trying to aid Montgomery Donovan because Montgomery Donovan has promised you a spell that you can use, because at this point you guys know a few details about the Devouring Mountain. You've heard stories that there is some kind of god. You've had mixed messages in terms of the identity of this god, but they are slumbering beneath a mountain to the east, known as the Devouring Mountain. And you all have learned the real name of that mountain, but you don't necessarily know like when to go there. And what Donovan has said, based upon his communications with Samson Trammell, was that like this is where this deity, this god, has been on Earth, and he has a spell that can apparently like change the heavens and open up a crack so that you could actually reach the body. And he has agreed to give you this if you help him get his son, Montgomery Jr., out of the hospital Superbissima, and then using Janet's wealth and connections, hide him from the cult, get him out. He wants out. And so that is the agreement that you all have made. You all did end up getting a different hotel because that kooky old man warned you that you might be being tracked by like assassins and things like that. But you got a new hotel. And if he was so kooky, why'd you get a new hotel? I'm just going to say. It seems a little contradictory there, Stephen, but whatever. So you went to I think it was Hotel Cordina. It was a very cheap room above a bar. And you kind of decided you're going to split the party. Half of you were going to go and try and take care of Montgomery Jr., break him out of the hospital. The other half were going to try to go meet with Montgomery Donovan Sr. Over at his warehouses, because the spell is in his private offices below the warehouse, where you have learned at this point there's probably a major mouth down there, because that is the production of nectar, right? Okay, so let's start up. You are surrounded by 10 old kooky men. All right,
No. They multiplied.
It's a real horror game.
Okay. We're going to say you guys are all morning, pre-dawn. We'll say Hotel Cordina. You all are waking up in your cramped quarters. You don't have, you haven't really had your luxury goods that you've had for much of the campaign because of the plane crash, but it's even worse now. So this is, in terms of your city staying, this is probably the worst that you've had, though it's still not bad. It's not really a bad hotel or anything like that. It's just cramped and in kind of a more exterior kind of neighborhood. So you all wake up, and I'll let you all figure it out. I would say, just for the sake of figuring out Goldie, you could always have Goldie track Diana Hans. I know that was a thing that you all weren't sure you wanted to do, because Diana Hans is the second in command to Montgomery Donovan, and Donovan suspects that she is getting ready to make a move. And one of the reasons he's afraid, and he wants out, is because of her. And you know that she goes on various like a various circuit where she delivers some bribes to different places, checks telegrams, goes to the hospital, that kind of stuff. So you could always send her off on that. So you all wake up, you're all here, and I'll turn it over to you so you can walk me through what the plan is for today.
If we were going to send someone after Diana, Goldie would be the optimal choice, because she's newest to the group and they would know less information about her.
Yeah.
They would obviously have seen her with us in the hospital, but that's the extent of it. They wouldn't know much about her background yet, I wouldn't assume.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that idea.
I do believe having someone on her tail would be most beneficial for us. We unfortunately don't have any means of instant communication, but still someone who could potentially waylay her or create a diversion or distraction would be most useful, I believe.
Which actually brings up my next question. The hospital is the final place that Diana Hans is meant to go to today. Are we waiting for her to finish her assessment of the hospital and then break out the kid, or are we breaking them out first thing in the morning before she gets there?
Before she arrives, I think.
Is that while she is away from the warehouse, before she arrives at the hotel. So we would have a bit of a ticking clock, as it were.
Okay. Then we ought to leave sooner rather than later to have as much time as we can.
Well, we also need to wait until she leaves the warehouse, because the point is that she won't be, just like we can't easily reach each other, people won't be able to communicate easily with her either. They would have to find her at her next stop and leave a message with her, and then she would have to skip a stop or something like that if she gets the message. So we want her to be out of the warehouse and doing her run before we start to go after the kid.
I do believe there's a
maybe we
potential
should get
wrinkle
Goldie
of
to
the police station.
Caramel.
Sorry, I was just thinking, Carmelita, that it is possible that when she makes her rounds to the police station, that it's possible someone could have alerted the authorities about something going on. So we may have a slightly shortened time frame than we are hoping for.
So should we send Goldie out right now and have her give us a call when she's confirmed that Donna has left?
We know,
To basically get us to go.
Jeff, we know the general time that she's supposed to do her errands, right? Like we
More
have
or less,
that
yeah.
picked up.
She leaves in the
Okay.
morning and she returns in the afternoon.
Okay.
So
And
we
we
can, for
set
the
up a
sake of
time to
conversation,
meet
say
Donovan
that.
as well.
Yeah, so you're going to meet. So the idea was you were going to meet him at a safe time after Diana had left the warehouse. That like he didn't want you there. She could potentially recognize you based upon his suspicions. Like from what your kooky old man also said is like they know potentially who you are, and you know they could be they're tracking your hotel, all that kind of stuff, and don't trust the cops, etc. So. So there was reason to believe that if you showed up at the warehouse while Diana was there and she saw you, she would know something's up. So,
and I believe we did some disguise with Marie. I think Marie did some disguise. So just for the sake of discussion, let's say that the conversation was generally she leaves around 10, she's back around 3. And so we kind of already knew around what time, we would want to kind of start all of this stuff would be, 10:30-ish, just to throw some.
yeah, I'm not looking for you all to give me a literal time. Like we're not treating it like that. It's approximate. It's mid-morning to mid-afternoon, and then if it ever gets down to the point where we have to figure out whether she makes it this way or that, then that's where luck comes into play. So generally speaking, it's mid-morning to mid-afternoon, and so don't get too lost in the weeds of what time the clock says.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Ma.
I was just going to say, well, we know the appointed time and we know who is going where. So Goldie's going to follow her. And then which of us are going to the hotel?
You and me.
Hospital.
Marie and
Cell hospital,
Carmelita.
yeah.
To
Hospital.
the hospital.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured that's what you meant.
So
right.
Will, Patrick, and Goldie probably go to the warehouse together, and then Goldie will split off when we see Diana leave.
Clears off, yeah.
Okay. All right. Was there anything else that you all wanted to do in the morning? You don't have a lot of time, but if there's some little quick thing that you wanted to do, you probably have an hour or so to do it. No isn't an acceptable answer. I just want to make sure you know you have time.
Is there time for me to scout the hospital building and see if there's an entrance apart from the front one?
If you want to go over to the hospital, you could certainly do so early, and then just kind of
If
case
I
it
might,
around.
I'd like to.
I think so. Yeah, I would say it's probably not enough time to go there, come back to your hotel, and deal with it.
Yeah.
But there's certainly plenty of time to get there early before you make.
Yeah,
a move on
I'd
anything.
like to get there early and tell Marie she can either come with me and stay or just meet me there after.
Okay.
But I'm gonna sneak around and look for an alternate entrance just to have something that might be an option.
Okay. Sounds good. Anybody else?
Got nothing.
All right.
Get a hearty breakfast. Can't fight on an empty stomach.
Okay. Well, if all goes well, you shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah, can't fight on an empty stomach. I still want the hearty breakfast.
Okay, fair enough. So is that why that old man kicked Patrick's ass because you didn't have a good breakfast yesterday?
We were famished. We were feeling a little
So excited when I rolled that
Little
6.
peckish.
Like, suck it.
We held our own.
Suck it,
If I remember the recap we did, we held our own. We were beating him up, and we didn't want to do that.
Remember my version of reality that I said that this is what happened.
Adventures in
It's
gaslighting. Okay, so Marie, Carmelita, you head out to the hospital, Hospital Superbissima, the same place that you all woke up in, were discharged from. So you know how to get there without an issue. Will, Patrick, and Goldie, you head out towards the warehouse. So I'll start here. So with the warehouse, since that's kind of the new place, none of you have like mentioned renting cars or anything like that. So I'm assuming you're walking everywhere, and that's fine. Everything is walkable. It just takes a little longer. But when you arrive, you notice that it's on like the Southern Harbor. It's you were probably directed to it from not just Donovan, but I think Carmelita had found some basic details about it before she got thrown out of the Civics building. Yeah. And it's a relatively simple looking warehouse. There's nothing strange to look at. It's fairly simple looking cement, corrugated metal. Like there's a few entrances here and there. It looks like there's maybe 2 or 3 stories to it. It's hard to tell. It could just be like one high rooftop. And it definitely looks relatively active, but it doesn't look overly so. Like you certainly see that there are people working. There are people at a gate post or at a gatehouse, and there is a fence. This fence that extends around it, and then on the western side of the warehouse is where it meets the water. And obviously, there's no fence over there. But if you can kind of just see from the distance this sort of general building. If the two of you want to make some kind of spot hidden rolls to see if there's anything you notice in addition to just the obvious, you're welcome to do so. While you're doing that, over at the Hospital Superbissima, it is exactly where you had left it. It's in the middle of the city, and you can see that the last time you were here is when you saw that one silver sedan and the arrival of Montgomery Donovan and all his security showed up, and then you guys kind of hastily left at that point. But when you know that there's one main entrance, which is where people go. Anyone who needs attention goes through this one primary entrance. If the two of you would like to roll a spot hidden to try to get a sense of other potential modes of ingress or so, you can do that as well. And so while you're doing that, let me cut back and get the warehouse results. So Will, Patrick, how'd you guys do?
Failed with the 77 over 51 this past
I
year.
got extreme.
Extreme success. Okay.
nice.
So I'll say with an extreme success, there's a few things you notice, Patrick. One is kind of odd. There are some roving guards here and there. You see a few of them have rifles. It looks like there's 2 guys inside the gatehouse. One of them is like sitting inside. The other one kind of gets up if there's anyone that comes over to the gate. Very few people do. There is a gate there that has to be opened in order for anyone to come inside. And they all seem to be, they all have rifles. And you notice that, which is very odd, is that the guards themselves seem to adhere to a very strict path. So the distance between the warehouse, which is to the south, and the gatehouse, which is like to the north, there is a bit of like a kind of a gravel yard where the fence surrounds everything, and you can kind of connect to the two of them. You notice a very strict path. There's this huge wide open yard, but you never see anyone moving across some of that open space. And it's not like there's anything there to prevent them traveling across it. But you notice that there's this narrow path between the gatehouse, in between the warehouse entrance, that seems to be what they stick to. And they stick to it very, very religiously. The extreme success, I'll give you a couple other things. You notice a few different entrances into the actual warehouse. You notice that there is There's one on the east side of the building, like a small little door. There's it's like an L. Think of it like an L shaped, except the vertical line of the L is a little bit short, and the horizontal part is much longer. So it's that kind of L shaped. And so there's one on like the far eastern side. There's one on the far northern side, and then there's like two other entrances, including a very big kind of cargo entrance where the angle, that interior angle of an L might be. So you notice that there's definitely some lights on. In the southwest corner, there are a few lights on in like what would be like a second story. So you think there might be some private offices or something like that up there. There's also abutting the western side where it meets the water. There is like a cement dock. It doesn't look any particularly adorned. There's no boats sort of anchored there, but you would guess, Patrick, that it's probably where some of those larger freighters or some kind of shuttle between the freighter and the warehouse might connect, because you all know that this is like a hub for European distribution of nectar, and so you think that's the place. There's also like one guy sitting back there with a rifle, and then if you're watching, you see like a second one rotate around as well. I think. Oh, and there's maybe about 3 vehicles in a parking lot that is right next to the gatehouse. And so that's what you see, Patrick.
Done a bit of looking around. Armed guards, openings in the east and north. Peculiar path they're taking as well.
What was that there? That last part?
There's a path they're sticking to. They aren't moving off of it at all.
Yeah, Donovan said that there were traps. If you take a wrong step, that you'd have to deal with them. It makes sense that they'd have to memorize which way to walk. Jeff, the 3 vehicles, were they all like cars, or like were they like cargo trucks?
2 of them look like regular like sedan style cars, nothing special to them. One of those 2 looks nice. It's not the same vehicle that you saw driving and kind of shadowing Donovan, but it is you do notice like there's a third vehicle which is more like a truck, but it's got a covered back. It's like not a flatbed. It's got a kind of like a canvas covering to it.
Patrick, if Diana hasn't left yet, it's likely she's taken one or both of those vehicles, but we should keep an eye on which way they drive out as well, in case we could take one of them, or if we need a hasty getaway, we might be able to grab one of those on the way out.
Certainly. We're going to need multiple paths on the way up.
Make sure that there aren't any traps for the vehicles either that they might hit.
Okay.
Donovan should be here soon.
All right. So as you guys hang out there with Goldie, you're off. You're off back by mingling with some other dock workers and things like that. So it's not like you're particularly well known. As long as you don't approach the fence or anything like that, you're probably observing from a safe distance. Meanwhile, back at the hospital Superbissima, how did the 2 of you do, Marie and Carmelita?
I failed with the 79 over 60.
What about you, Marie?
I got a hard success, and I'm willing to spend
Nice.
6 luck to get to extreme, if that would be helpful.
Hell yes.
Okay, so if you want to spend that 6 luck, I do think I would be able to give you something extra.
Nice.
All right. You move around the hospital itself. Now, the hospital is in the middle of a run of buildings, older buildings, and you remember having been here before. This is an older style building. This isn't like brand new construction. This is like a couple 100 years old, or maybe 100 plus years old, and like repurposed for a hospital. And so it mixes well with, or blends in well with, the surrounding architecture. It also means that you see a lot of windows, but many of those windows are barred, especially from the 2nd floor up. And you all would recall this from your time in the general recovery room. Now, you already know of the main entrance. You also see some kind of loading area for probably deliveries of some kind in the back. There are workers back there. It looks like there's one or two vehicles that have kind of come and gone, but it's not like there's an open. It's not like there's a constantly open door back here, but it does seem like this is where deliveries are made. So with an extreme success, maybe at some point in the morning, like you might see like certain foods or something like breads and various things that are kind of being brought for various patients. And so you might see a delivery in the back. And I'll say with your extreme success, you do notice that up on the 4th floor, which is, according to Patrick's memory, one floor above where he was on the 3rd floor, you think. You do actually see that there is one window on the northern side of the building. There's an alleyway that's maybe about 10 to 20 feet across, and there's another building next to it. But there is a window up to the top that looks to have suffered some kind of damage. You're not sure what it is. You don't see the bars. You just see kind of this like sort of paper covering it, this like kind of plastic paper covering it, trying to prevent anything from coming in. But it looks like there are some repairs. But you don't notice any other window other than that one from the 2nd floor up that seems accessible. So those would be the entrances that you can probably tell.
So, Carmelita, it appears that we might have 3 potential ways in. We could just walk in through the front door as we came in and as we left earlier. There is a delivery entrance out back. And there's also, I think the angle that you're at, you might not be able to see it, but all the way up on the 4th floor, there appears to be a window that was broken. And it just has some loose covering over it without a bar. I'm not sure how good you are at climb. I'm not best at it, but I'm certainly an option.
Not the best at it either, but that might be the most direct way, and the fewest people asking. I don't think we should go on through the front gates. Like,
Agreed.
But so if we're going through the back, we'll have to really talk around why we're there. I'm sure it's going to be quite active, so
I must say I am better at talking than climbing. But
so am I, but I'm not so good at lying.
Yes, I can certainly persuade and charm
when I lie,
better than I can fast talk.
People can tell pretty immediately that I'm lying.
Yeah. I'm willing to attempt to climb. I do think that having as much time as possible being unnoticed would be beneficial to our cause.
I agree. Worst case scenario, this fails and we need to try something else.
And then we rely on our conversational skills.
Yes. So that can be plan B. Delivery entrance can be plan B.
If we fall on our behinds, then we try
Hopefully we get to do plan B.
limp our way through the back door.
Okay, so I think we're gonna try and climb down.
Okay, you want to try to climb, like up the side of the hospital, or are you looking to try to go like,
there's a building next door.
Yeah, like
my
there's
jump
like
is
you're in an
equally
alleyway.
bad.
Okay.
We could just. It may be one. I'm metagaming the mechanics here. It might be one jump roll versus multiple climb rolls to get to the 4th floor, perhaps.
Yeah, we can try that.
There may be fewer people noticing us than it might take us to climb 4 stories on the side of a building and hope no one notices.
That's a reasonable answer.
Jeff, what kind of building is this that we're attempting to think we can just get to the 4th floor? Like, what is across the way there?
The hospital or the neighboring building?
The neighboring building.
Yeah, the neighboring building.
We're gonna try and jump from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the neighboring building, if you step out and kind of look around, it has a few small storefronts on the bottom floors. And so you can see like there's a small little cafe. You can see there looks like to be a couple other little like boutique shops and things like that, and like a little general store around the corner. And then it looks like there are apartments above those. It's not as tall as the hospital, but it would go like if you got to the rooftop of this building, you would basically be at even level with the hospital.
Do we see a fire escape or something that might be able to get us up to the roof?
Give me a luck test.
Okay.
Hell yes.
I've got 46. How are you doing with luck, Maitreyi?
56.
You
This
got
was
it.
your idea,
No, you got
so
it.
you should.
No. I would like the person with the lowest as a group luck, so take the person with the lowest luck. So it would
I
be.
tried to sneak that in. I tried
How
to
quickly you forget the rules.
I tried to.
I really appreciate the hustle attempt, Mel.
21 under 46.
Hell
Okay.
yes.
There is, in fact, on the other side, like in the next alleyway to the north, there is in fact a fire escape that could take you up. Yes, indeed. Okay. It's more like
fucking tastic.
there's probably some balconies and things that of some of the apartments that you can kind of climb up to, and then it's probably not like a New York City like fire escape, but there's some sort of like escape ladder thing from some of these balconies that looks a little bit more modern and affixed to some of these older looking buildings. Okay.
I think.
So is that what you want to do?
I think we can probably do that. Be as quiet as possible.
Make the attempt.
All right.
Okay. One of you, if you're trying to climb up to the rooftop of this place without being seen, go ahead and whoever's got the least or the lowest stealth roll can give me that stealth roll.
I have an 81 stealth.
I have a 40 stealth.
Okay. Well, you're rolling again, Marie.
Maitreyi should really roll some dice. I feel like I just rolled the last one. We
Stop
should
being
just
so good at stealth.
trade off.
I do like that takeover. That's what I like that takeover thing from Black Company last
I
week.
was just
Company.
thinking like how we could try to implement that, but
Yeah.
then it's a house
Us
rule
too.
that we tried. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird.
You
Because like I wouldn't want to have her have sanity affected. Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense.
Maybe
Or I can
audience
just
dice.
roll well. I can just do that. And
Did
roll
you
a,
roll well?
I did. I rolled a 37 under 40.
Excellent. You two linger around in this alley, kind of looking down. You pass by a few people. You see someone on a bike with like a basket filled with various goods. Looks like they're going on some kind of morning delivery. And they like kind of give you a little tip of the cap as they ride past. And like you wait a few beats, you hear the sounds like a car drive, and then you just go. And you manage to get up this like fire escape. Maybe it's like a ladder that hops onto a balcony and then up to the next floor. And then you finally pull yourselves onto the rooftop and without having alerted anyone inside these apartments. Like no one has come out into the balcony to check on you or anything like that. Once or twice you pass by like an open door or an open window and you can hear the sounds of voices coming from inside. Like you can hear people going about their morning, but you don't alert them. You hop on top of the roof at this point. Now, the roof is not like a singular flat roof. It does have a peak, but there is like a walkway around the side of it with like a little bit of a railing where it looks like maybe people come up here to get something of a view. If you look out in like the southerly direction, not directly into the hospital, obviously, but like a slightly askance, you can actually see the harbor from where you're at. Like you can see the distant boats and things on the Great Harbor. But yeah, you're up here. You look across. You can see the potential way inside, the flickering of whatever construction paper that they have used to cover this. And we're gonna cut from you, and we're gonna go back to Will and Patrick. Will and Patrick, you guys have been lingering. Was there anything more that you wanted to do in terms of scouting?
Yeah. Would there by any chance would we have seen any like ladders laying against the side of the building or something along those lines? Like a warehouse might have.
Yeah, you definitely see some crates and things piled up on the exterior of the warehouse in a few places. It's always tightly packed against it, though. You never see anything out in the field. Like there was that empty field that is sort of connects the gatehouse to the warehouse, and then there's a little bit of space. So if you did like a full circumference, like a full like walk around, you would note that I would share you the map. I share the map, but unfortunately it's a GM stuff, and like there's all sorts of details on it that I can't show you. But imagine
Visualizing the L.
Visualize a rectangle, and then in the bottom left-hand corner of that rectangle is where the warehouse is. And so there is a large empty bit of space in the like upper right half of it, and that's where the gatehouse is. So there's the entrance comes to the gatehouse, and there's so much. And then on the far right, obviously, is the water, and there is just so much empty space, and nothing is piled up there. It's like so much wasted space, honestly. Like they could be parking there, they could be putting other things there. But the only like crates and tools and other things that you see are tightly stacked against the warehouse, usually under an eave or an awning of some kind to protect probably from the weather. And you see a few things obviously on the dock as well. Crates, big chunks of rope, very thick rope and stuff that's coiled up here and there. Those are the types of things you see.
So like
without getting,
sorry, go ahead.
Without getting to the other side of the fence and actually taking a real good look, you probably can't identify a ladder just yet. You're probably not close enough.
Any of those crates piled up look like if we got to the warehouse, we could climb into the second floor, was kind of like the thought I was going at.
Certainly possible.
Okay. Mechanics question. Did we gain 2 HP from resting the night before?
Did we do that? Did anyone listen to the last step?
I don't think we did it last week.
We did not do that.
The last session.
I think we did.
Okay.
I think so.
I got to full.
Vague memory of it. Yeah.
I didn't feel any HP if we did.
Okay. Well, did you lose any last time?
Yeah, I got knocked into the wall. Of course, I lost them.
Yeah. So I think. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's just be safe. Go ahead and take it. Except for Carmelita. Except for Carmelita, who's got the major wound. Go ahead and take it just to be safe.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Any other surveillance things that you were hoping to do?
I think the circumference would have taken up most of our time. Anything else you got, Patrick?
Was there a body, Will?
Body where?
Frank, did they get him?
What are you talking about? Why would they have Frank's body?
From the wreck. He's dead, you know.
Yeah, I know Frank is dead. Patrick, what's going on?
I just want to know if they brought him back at all.
I saw him in the hospital morgue. His body was there. Why are you bringing this up now?
Just when shit goes south, he was always there.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Will just kind of like gives him a lingering side eye, but also does not want to talk about Frank at all, and drops it.
Okay. So as this maybe one of the reasons you drop it as well is that you see some activity from the warehouse. You see one of the doors in the crook of the L opens up from the warehouse, and you see walking out are a few people. You notice that there is a woman with blonde hair. You would probably peg her maybe in her 30s or so. Well dressed. She certainly seems to be overdressed, you would think, for the warehouse workers you see around her. I'll go ahead and give you guys a look. And she seems to be moving at a pace in which everybody else is kind of keeping up with her, as opposed to her like lingering in the back. Like you can definitely get the sense that she is leading the way. You notice that the closest person next to her is this kind of tall, looming figure, and he is kind of, he definitely looks to be listening to her. The two of them are kind of talking at the same time. You would imagine, based upon some of the conversation that you've heard and you've been explained, that this is most likely Diana Hans, and possibly Victor Prescott, because all of the other people that are following her are dressed in basically worker garb. You just see them in like coveralls and things like that. Two of them are carrying guns in addition to the man, but they are not dressed with any, a care for appearance. Whereas the woman and even the man, they kind of stand out. And the four of these people walk from the exit of the warehouse down that exact same path, Patrick, that you saw the random, routine patrols kind of moving about. They take this diagonal path from outside of the warehouse all the way to the parking lot, the gatehouse. And you can see the whole way there, the blonde woman and the man are talking. And it looks like you're not sure if what they're saying. You're too far away for a listen roll. But they eventually get to the car, and she gets in, and you can see the two guards with guns get in, but the man that she was talking to stays behind. You see the car kind of pull out and go up to the gate. You see the people inside of the gate step out, open up the gate, and you see that car drive away.
Did the car drive in a weird path at all? Kind of like how the people.
No, the car just drives that. The parking lot is right next to the gatehouse, so you just see it just drive right out.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So you think that's Diana Hans?
That must have been her.
Yeah. Sure seemed like it. She seemed like she was the boss of everyone there.
She left some muscle behind.
Yeah, I guess Donovan wasn't able to convince her to take them all. Either way, time to start the work. Do we see signal from Donovan anywhere? We're watching.
So as you're watching, rolling over Patrick's extreme spot hidden, you see standing in the doorway that was opened up to let this group out, you see Donovan. You see Montgomery Donovan just kind of standing there watching Diana Hans leave, just kind of staring and staring. And he doesn't know where you are, but he's clearly visible right in the door, and he's standing right there. One thing you also did notice is after presumably Diana's car leaves, the man that you think is most likely Victor Prescott, like head of security, so to speak, you see he has a conversation with the two guards at the gatehouse. So you know that Diana had two guards with her. You know there's two guards at the gatehouse, and you know that Victor is having this little conversation. And then after a couple minutes of that, starts to retreat and move back down that same path towards the warehouse, towards where Montgomery Donovan is.
Something tells me they're on to us.
Try and signal him. This is a way I can reflect like a piece of shine, get that sunlight in his direction, catches attention.
That sounds really interesting. Luck test, probably.
Okay.
I've been getting us a whole bunch of shiny knives lately.
Mm-hmm.
I said,
however, weren't most of
shiny.
those at the hotel that you all abandoned your stuff in?
No, we were keeping the knives on us. We were tempted to use them on the kooky old man.
Hmm. He would have just turned them around.
58 is a fail.
All right, you managed to reflect it, but you don't quite get it in his eyes or in his face before Victor catches up and the two of them talk, and then you see them turn back into the warehouse. But you do know that Donovan's on the, he's on the premises.
He didn't catch my signal.
No, but he's also distracted with Victor. He said we can't trust Victor either. I say we give him another 10, 15 minutes, see if he can get away.
All right.
If not,
Doesn't
we
come
probably
out.
need to make a move because we don't have too much time.
You're right. We'll find a way in.
And at this point, Goldie's split off to follow Diana, right?
Yeah, so she's hustling, and maybe she's hustling because she's in a car, and so Goldie has to race and kind of get a taxi at this point. So she's flagging down a taxi and kind of getting in and doing that follow that car kind of thing, or bonjour, follow that car. I am from Rhode Island, and then they go. Okay.
Classic movie scene.
Yeah. And so
I love how when
Goldie's
you get
off.
in a taxi, you always say where you're from.
she just wanted to clarify her accent. Are you from France? No, Rhode Island. Go onward. It's a common mistake. I love it so much. Okay, so 10 or 15 minutes do pass, and you never get never see Donovan again. He doesn't come out. What do you think you guys want to do in this situation? I can always come back to you. We can always cut. Why don't I cut away? Let's cut away. Let you guys think about what you want to do next.
Let's see. Okay.
Jeff, I always want to talk though.
Marie,
I don't want to think. I want to
Carmelita.
talk.
Steven, I have cut to Marie and Carmelita. Quit stepping. They're not allowed to talk. Is that what it is? It's because they're women. Isn't that right, Steven? Truth comes out.
we need to cut to
Just trying to
us.
steal the voice of women.
We need to cut to me attempting to jump in a game and trying to be successful at it.
All right. So you see, you are slightly elevated over the window, but there it is, and you can see the flickering of the construction paper covering the window. You hear the sounds of a bird or two. You can see the distant harbor with various ships. You maybe hear a foghorn as various ships move about. And you're up here by yourselves currently, mid to late morning. What do you want to do? You're just gonna Jason Bourne jump it?
I think we have to just Jason Bourne jump it. Or like Matrix jump it. And hope we are Samuel Jackson and not Keanu Reeves.
I mean, the only other option, but I
Just
don't.
fall. There goes my hero.
I don't believe anything has presented itself, nor are we equipped or necessarily of high enough strength to makeshift some type of ladder or tightrope or something. So I believe jumping is the avenue that has presented itself to us.
Yeah.
Okay. If
I'm gonna, may I have 2 audience size take by 20 up to a 40?
wow.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I mean, this is one of those rare chances you have to improve that jump, but you can't do it if you are taking on
I'm
it.
okay with that.
And I also can't take advantage
Okay.
of a skill improvement if I die. So that's
Okay. You are
Yeah.
jumping off the roof of a 4-story building. So I want to set the stage for this.
I mean,
because if something horrific happens with your rolls, I think it's pretty clear what's gonna go down.
yes.
Sure.
Running start, of course, because we're on a roof, so we can back up.
And I mean, I
and
already have
run
1 wound. This can only
jump.
go well.
No one has ever tripped during a running start on a big jump.
Yeah.
Or just had gravity take over where you think, just sort of Wile E. Coyote style.
Physics just is not with us.
Okay. Just making sure that there's nothing in the rules for the skills that you could leverage to your benefit. Okay. I don't really think they're going to benefit you here.
Yeah, I'm just
So,
not.
like,
Does
hard
the
difficulty
fire
is-
escape give us any bonuses?
What can give you a bonus, you're saying?
Fire escape?
It's on the other side of
That-
the building, so no.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're.
Okay, so I'm just trying to reading opposing skill / difficulty level. Regular difficulty, this is the description. I'll look through this. Safely leap down vertically a distance equal to the jumper's own height. Jump horizontally from a standing start across a gap for a distance equal to the jumper's own height. Run and then jump horizontally to a distance of twice the jumper's own height. Hard difficulty, it's like for regular difficulty, but increases distances by 50%. Perhaps attempting to jump from a rooftop and through the window of a neighboring building across the alley. This is like exactly that, right? So how tall are you all? Are either of you 15 feet?
Of course.
Yes,
We're Ents. Did I not
obviously.
say that in my description?
It
Yeah,
does
no,
feel
I-
as though I need a hard difficulty test for you all to cleanly make this jump. I'll say
that-
if you get a regular success, you can you might make the jump but have some problems. If you fail, you're gonna have some problems. If you critically fail, don't worry, you're not gonna have any problems anymore.
No.
All right, who's going
okay.
first? We're doing these.
Okay.
I think Melissa should go last because we all know what's gonna happen.
Of course.
And
So we need to roll under
so
20.
let's- Okay, so Carmelita, you're making a jump test. Okay.
And I'm throwing 2 audience boosts on there to take my
You can't
20
use
up to a 40.
luck if you do that, though.
I thought I couldn't use luck if I pushed.
We changed the rules so that audience dice don't allow you to spend luck, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you might
think
be
so.
better off depending on your
Audience
luck.
dice is like our,
Yeah.
you know, it's our
Yeah.
like little house
Yeah.
rules. So we
Then,
don't want to like, completely
you know what?
minimize the risk.
I'm gonna repeat raw because I have more luck than the 20 from the audience dice. So
Okay.
just from a math perspective, and I'm
Okay.
kind of bad. So.
All right. So give it a rip.
Jesus Christ.
So now that we're standing on the roof,
Jesus
Marie sort of looks at Carmelita and says, "Or we could talk our way through the back door."
No, don't talk me out of this. Don't talk me out of this. I'm gonna try and jump.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Go for it. Here it goes. Jeez. And this is how we go 150 episodes. This is how we have a detour and you're in the hospital again. Would you-
60, but I'll spend the luck.
But you'd have
Okay.
to spend.
You have
spend-
50?
You'd have
Do
to
you
I
spend 50.
have 56. So I'll
Okay.
get to hard with 50.
Carmelita, you leap across, and we see you just leap, just like that scene from Bourne, and you just leap across, and you smash into the paper, and it's thicker, and for a second it's kind of scary as it kind of wraps around you, and it doesn't give as immediately, but then you fall down into what looks like an empty room. It's definitely like a patient style room, but it looks like no one's in here currently. It looks like it's a solo patient room. But you slam down in, slide across the floor, and like kind of come to a slow little bump against one of the walls, having made the jump.
Holy shit.
So, when I fall, I will have created a distraction. And then Carmelita is going to be able to do what she needs to do inside the hotel. Because when I fall splat, everyone will have to come out and see the woman that fell splat right outside the hotel, the hospital.
Is Carmelita coming to the edge to try to help like catch you as you leap?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm not changing. I'm not going to change the difficulty level, but I'll give you a bonus die because she is there to try to grab you if you drop short. The difficulty
Or you
requirement
could just
is,
decide to be a lookout.
Steven?
and then you could just call her on her cell and let her know when. Oh, Diana's here.
Okay, so I am going to go with Maitreyi's logic, I think. I don't have quite as much luck as she does, but I've got a good amount of luck.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 46 luck, so...
If you have more than 20, the math works out.
Okay,
If you want to spend the luck.
I'm trusting that.
And you get a bonus die because Carmelita's there to grab you. However, if you roll 2 critical fails, both of you are going down. That's it. It's over.
Dude, don't.
That's totally fair, right? Like she jumps and you
No,
grab her,
don't,
and then she pulls you out the
don't.
window.
She's not going to. She's not going to.
Make a
I did
face.
not. I didn't fumble. However,
What's your best roll?
It's okay, I failed.
You passed.
Eventually, after the luck spend.
Right, I know, but I think. What did you roll? Can you just tell us what you roll? Quit beating around the bush.
I rolled 2 79s.
Oh dear, that's not good.
Oh,
Not good. Not a
Okay.
fumble. But
oh no,
I
yeah.
do not have that much luck.
Okay, so that does mean that you
You
fall.
push a bonus.
Yeah, you can push. You can always push a roll. It's just you can't spend luck on a pushed roll. So if she were to push, she has to clean make her roll because she won't be able to spend luck. Like she could spend luck on this one if she.
You're already
made the
not
distance.
spending luck. So.
Do you keep the bonus if
But
you push, or
pushing
is that
makes
gone?
the
Yeah. Yep. You just re-roll. Yeah. You just
and
re-roll.
pushing
everything
makes
you
the
did.
results worse.
Mm-hmm.
Why does pushing make the results worse?
Because that's
That's
what pushing
just
is. Like you, it's
how it
a
is.
bigger risk if you
Oh,
push.
the
like something goes
consequences.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, how does that math work that it makes it worse? But yes,
In
consequences.
this case, it's probably higher damage as what I would guess.
Well,
So, man,
I would take the risk because you're not spending the fucking luck anyway.
That seems like the
But I
fun thing to
also
do in a
already-
dice rolling game.
Yeah. I'm always here for the risk.
Oh,
It's your character, Melissa. You make the decision.
I mean, I'm definitely falling.
Do you get a bonus for a push?
Yeah, that's what Long was asking. Yeah, you get the same. You don't get a bonus, but you roll your check again. So how you rolled it before,
Got
you
it.
roll it again.
Got it.
So maybe I'll just go the distraction route. So maybe I'll just take the straight fail instead of the pushed fail, so that I can fall and hurt myself and be a distraction versus trying to. Because I can't spend luck the next time, and I have to.
bonus die though.
I've said a 20. All right, I'll roll it.
I'm not saying roll it.
Melissa, you gotta.
I don't want to
stop.
take.
You
I
gotta
don't want to
stop.
take the blame
No.
when you fail.
Melissa, you gotta make the decision yourself. Don't.
All right, I failed.
Steven, shut up.
33
On the push. Okay, so you are going to fall, and as you leap, maybe you trip, maybe your foot gets caught on the railing as you try to leap over it, and so you don't even get close enough to the building in order for Carmelita to reach out and grab you. So you start falling. What do we say? 4th floor. I'm trying to see if there's any advice here for
like how
fall
much per
damage.
floor kind of a thing, or how much per distance.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay. Just trying to take a look.
I
So it's
vaguely remember something with Chima and Pastor Wood back in Mexico when we were fighting those birds.
For fall damage?
I thought there was, but maybe I'm misremembering.
Pastor Wood dropped out like a 2nd floor window once in LA.
Okay.
Interesting.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a d6 per floor. I don't know if that's right, but I want to move on. We've been lingering
That sounded
too long
right
on
to
this.
me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 4 d6s as you just fell four stories essentially. There we
1d6
go,
damage per
Melissa.
10 feet onto grass, or 1d10 damage per 10 feet onto concrete.
For 10 feet onto concrete. This is falling onto concrete. So say it again for me, and I'll re-roll it.
So 1d6 damage per 10 feet onto grass, or 1d10 damage per 10 feet onto concrete.
All right, so I'm rolling d10s. Okay, I gotta switch those to d10s, Melissa. Those were gonna be just d6s, and you would have taken a total of 11 points of damage on the 4 d6s, but now we're doing 4 d10s.
Oh,
That's 1. Okay. Instead, you are taking 17 points of damage.
Okay,
Oof.
I'm still alive. But
However, you do take a major wound.
yes, obviously.
Okay.
That is.
right.
Hey, the little thing in Foundry looks like a falling person for the major wound.
What's
All
your
right.
total
There's
health?
a
my
because there's
God,
a
it
prone.
does.
It's the prone, not the major
Yeah.
wound. It's the prone.
So you rush to the edge, you leap, and you fall. Roll a luck test.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I still have luck since I didn't spend it, so almost 50-50. 45 under 46.
Oh,
You land and you shatter. You can help define your major wound, but as you land and fall, as you're falling, it occurs to you, Joy Boy is inside your coat, and like you're falling, and maybe you like rotate at the last second and splat onto the ground. You feel Joy Boy moving about as there you are, body, pain radiating through it. And you see Joy Boy just climb out of where you keep him in your coat, and is standing on top of you, and is kind of calling out this way and that. Give me a D6.
Okay. 3.
Okay. you're going to break a leg. You just fell 40-something stories. You break a leg, and that'll be we'll say that's your major wound. As you fall, you also have other like kind of fractures and bruises, but there you are on the ground. Pain radiating through you. Are you screaming for help? Do
Yes.
you think like you're in utter pain right now? Okay.
Yes,
So
and
you're
we're
screaming.
right outside the hospital, like literally on the side alley behind the hospital.
Okay.
The best place
sure.
to break a leg.
Yeah. If you're going to do it at the hospital, not on a stage.
Right there.
Okay. All right. And Carmelita, what are you doing as you see Marie fall and then splat on the ground?
As soon as she starts screaming, Carmelita is like, has a very quick decision of like, should she go down and help or should she finish? But Maria is clearly alive, and we are right outside the hospital, so she's gonna be like, Maria, I'm so sorry. I'll do what I can. And
Do you yell that down to her?
No.
She said
just,
it.
I'm so sorry. I'll do what I can. Is what I yelled down to her.
Oh.
Okay. So on your stealth ingress attempt, you yell down into the alleyway towards Marie. Marie, make a 50%, make your constitution check. Looks like you have 50%. This is to see if you stay conscious.
$19.
Okay, you do in fact stay conscious, which is probably worse, as you're in total pain. You hear something shout, and then you hear more shouts, and then you see people gathering around you, and like you hear the vague sounds like, what has happened to this? I think she fell. Oh my God. Oh God, goodness. And like there's blood everywhere. Your like pain is radiating through you. Like you're looking up, you see Carmelita's hair for a second, just like in the breeze as she turns and like rushes back into the hospital, and off you go. We're going to cut back to the guys because that was crazy. So I'll give the two of you to think about what you want to do. So we come back to Will, we come back to Patrick. About 15 minutes have passed since you saw Montgomery Donovan out standing, having gone back inside with Victor. Diana Hans is left, Goldie is left. What do you two want to do?
Patrick?
We'll have to find a way in. He's not coming out to get us. We'll just meet him in there.
So I think what we want to do is we did a circumference already. We want to circle around to the back-ish of the warehouse, not like the main gate. Try to get through the fence and just risk traps and alarms that we know will be there. Just try to carefully make our way to the warehouse. From, like you said, it was sort of like a bit closer to one fence than the other. We want to go to one of the closer spots that's not near the gatehouse.
Okay. You want to try to hop the fence? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then try to see if we can navigate traps, see if we can spot the traps before we fall into them, that kind of thing.
Okay. You move around to the south side of the warehouse. You try to get the warehouse to be between you and where the gatehouse is so that those guards can't necessarily see you. And you're lingering around, maybe amidst some cargo crates and some debris, maybe some trash, maybe some people, and just kind of waiting for your spot. And you're just going to try to race over and hop over the fence when you think a window is open in terms of the guards themselves. Okay. All right.
Pretty much.
All right.
Are these pits like 4 stories deep?
I'm sorry. What pits?
They're going to have traps, right? I just immediately default to pit trap. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Guys can give me a, you do notice that there isn't really like a regular, you're not sure how regular the patterns are. If you do ever see anyone on this side of the warehouse, they keep very close to the warehouse itself. There's a little bit of there's like lots of gravel in this yard. And the gravel, like there's a bit of gravel between where the fence is and where the warehouse is. And you always see them just kind of right underneath the eaves and awnings of the warehouse. I'll say you guys can roll spot hidden tests to try to time this right.
Does it look like any parts of the gravel look a little different than the others? Like they might have a different texture to them. They might be raised up a little higher or lower. Anything like that?
You would need to get up right next to the fence. Is that something you're willing to do?
No, I would want to wait for our window.
Okay.
Spot hidden. I rolled a 64 over 51. I will spend the luck to make it a success.
Okay.
I failed my spot in.
Okay, good. So all I needed was one. So you wait, and then once you realize there's nobody on, there's no people walking past you on the outside of the fence to notice you hopping this fence, and there's no one on the other side that is obviously watching you, you race over, you start climbing over that fence. Give me a climb check. Both of you. Oh my goodness.
Shit. I would like to push. I rolled an 88 over 50.
Okay.
So my clothing snags on something, and instead of fighting with it, I just try to shrug it off.
Gotcha.
I failed my climb.
Well, come on, Patrick. I'm pushing here to try and get us through this. I did pass on the push, 47 under 50.
Okay. So you race over, you jump up, you slip, maybe you had a bad grip, and then you kind of readjust your grip in some way. Maybe you throw like a coat over top of maybe like a barbed wire kind of deal at the very top, and you climb over and hop down onto the other side, and do not fall into a pit trap. Patrick.
I failed with a 78.
Okay. Do you want to push?
I don't.
Okay. So you're gonna climb over top, but as you're trying to get down, you slip, you fall, and you go cascading down, like falling into the gravel itself. As you do so, Will, as you land on your feet, just on the other side of the fence, you see Patrick kind of tumble forward and roll down, kind of into the gravel between the fence and the warehouse, and you watch. Will, as all of these mouths begin to form in the gravel, these little minor mouths that you've seen them before, you see one right now, literally on the side of Patrick's hands, and all of them begin to take bites out of Patrick. So this is going to be a total of... All right, so I'm taking 6 bite attacks.
Oh gosh!
On Patrick as he falls into the gravel and is getting bit left and right. So, let me see. Okay. So we'll treat this like normal. You can dodge or you can fight back. But I'm gonna say because you failed and fell in here, you're gonna have a penalty die. It's all kind of happening. So whatever you decide to do, it'll be at a penalty die, Patrick. So first attack. Are you fighting back against these things, or are you trying to just sort of squirm and dodge?
Fighting back's the one I have to do better. To your
Correct.
right, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'll just dodge them all with a difficulty or penalty.
Okay, first one. Okay, so go ahead and roll your dodge.
52 is a fail.
All right. I have a hard success, so this attack will go through. You're going to take 1 point of damage, and I need you to make a con test.
On is 80. I rolled 24. Hard.
Okay. All right. You feel the pain bite into you, and you get like this sudden presence in your kind of brain for a moment, but it quickly fades away. But it almost felt like as it bit into you, something was trying to get into your mind. You felt like a some other presence briefly pushing its way into your consciousness. Second attack. I'm rolling so well.
Uh-oh.
79 is fail.
All right, I rolled another hard success. So you take another point of damage and give me another contest.
79 is a pass.
Oh my gosh.
Regular.
Okay. Once more, you
79s.
feel something trying to push into your brain, but you're able to withstand it and fight it off. Third attack.
Ooh.
70 for both. That's a fail.
Regular success this time. One more point of damage and make another contest.
$17 is extreme.
Eh.
Okay. Once more, you feel something trying to push into your brain. Fourth attack. Go ahead and roll your dodge.
$36 is a fail. I'll spend 5 luck to pass it regular.
Okay. This time, no damage as you're able to squirm as a few of these bite you, but you kind of kick at the other one and it gets away from, and get your leg away from it. Fifth attack. Go ahead and roll your dodge.
Dodges have failed at 74.
I also failed, so you're okay on this one as well. And then the sixth and final attack for this round.
$62 is a fail.
All right, I rolled a 12. That's another hard success. That's one more point of damage, one more contest.
$80 is right on the dot.
Okay.
Success.
You felt every time like something bit into you, something was like literally trying to like take over in your brain. And in this last bite, I need you to roll a sand test.
Holy
I have
shit.
41 sand. I rolled a 58.
Okay.
Oh.
You're going to suffer as you're getting bit and bit, and then with the totality of all these bites sinking their teeth into you, something constantly lashing away at your brain, at your mind. You're only going to take 1 point of sand loss. However, you suddenly get this psychic flash, and you see this like massive mouth that's just kind of gnashing around in your brain, and you feel it kind of pulling at you in some ways. You even feel your own mouth, like on your arm, begin to react to it, and then you flash back. You get the sudden feeling that whatever it is that you just saw is here. It's somewhere here. There is an enormous, like that was far bigger than the mouth that you saw inside Samson Trammell's mansion. It is far bigger than the pit that you saw your dear friend Pastor Wood fall into down in Mexico City. It is 3, 4, maybe 10 times the size of this of those, and it is here, and it is pulling at you, and you can still feel it kind of gnawing at the back of your mind. You would get the sense it knows you're here.
It knows when it will.
What does?
And as the two of
As
you
I'm
say
like
that,
trying to pull him.
you're pulling it, and all of these mouths suddenly start going screaming out like these crazy voices, making all sorts of noise. And then you start to see, once they start screaming, a few feet from where Patrick fell, you see a few more mouths suddenly manifest and start screaming. Maybe it dawns on you, Patrick, at this point, that there was that child, Alexei, that you had briefly spoken with, who had bite marks all over his body, who specifically said there were mouths, so many mouths biting me. And that is why he was sent to the hospital, as all of these mouths begin to wake up around you. What do the two of you do? There's no way that guards aren't going to hear all of these mouths screaming, and you're still amidst them, Patrick.
Just gotta make a run for it.
Make a run for the warehouse.
Okay.
Trying to jump
Both-
over minor mouths.
All right, both of you make a dodge test to sprint across the field.
Uh, 92 fail. I'd like to push.
Okay. How are you doing things differently?
I'm
taking a different
slipping on
path?
gravel, and like
Okay.
my hand hits the ground a little bit, but I'm trying to scramble up and keep going.
Okay, fair enough.
81 fail.
All right.
87 fail.
You,
Oh.
as the two of you try to bolt across. Will, you pushed, you fell. And as you tried to pull your arm away, you realize you can't because there's a mouth that is gripped down on it and is anchoring you to the ground. You're going to suffer, oh my god, 6 attacks here. Ooh. And then Patrick, are you pushing your dodge to try to sprint across?
I'm not pushing it.
Okay, and so you continue to get bit. You are going to be bit. Oh my god. 7 attacks on Patrick.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
We're in trouble.
So in that case, Will, we're going to start with you. Again, you can dodge or fight back as you see fit. First
Dodging.
attack. Okay, first attack.
Fail.
Okay, hard success for me. Take a point of damage. Give me a contest.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Con is a pass. 16 under 60.
Okay. So you start to, similar to Patrick, feel this like presence begin to gnaw away. Second attack.
Dodge is a fail again.
Okay. Then you're going to take another point of damage. Give me another contest.
Con is again a pass. 13 under 60. I'd rather pass the dodge, though.
Give me a third dodge.
There we go. 8 extreme success.
That's going to beat my regular success, so nothing for you this time. Fourth attack.
24 is a hard success.
Beats my fail, so your fourth. You're good on the fourth. Your fifth.
33 is a regular success.
All right, that's good. It's good again. And then the last attack.
18, hard again.
I also have a hard with a 23 under 50. Do you want to spend luck to make yours extreme?
But I'm dodging, so I just have to match it.
Sorry,
right?
you're not fighting back. That's right. You're good. You're good then. Yep. Okay, one more point of damage. Or no more points of damage. But you do feel similar to what I described with Patrick. That you feel something kind of just pushing in, and then you suddenly get this psychic flash of, and you see maybe on a ceiling, maybe dripping down. You can see that there's like workers like wading through this sort of waist high pool of nectar maybe, and they're just scooping it up by the buckets, and it's enormous. And you see these tongues begin to sort of curl down at your direction, or at least where you or your presence is. And right as the tongues are about to enwrap, you flash back. Give me a sand test.
All right, my sand is 35. That is a 35 exactly.
Ooh.
What the heck?
Holy shit.
You're keeping it together.
Do I lose any points still?
No, it's 0 on a success. Okay, so you're good. Okay, Patrick, you're taking 7 points of damage. No penalty die this time, as you're just sprinting. This isn't because you fell. Okay. First attack.
34 fail.
Okay, I have a regular success. One more point of damage. I'm sorry, say it again.
I'll spend 4 luck to make it regular.
Okay, then you're fine. Second attack.
This one's a fail, 45.
I also failed, so you're okay on that one. Third attack.
$91 is a fail.
I rolled a critical success with a 1. Okay, so I'm going to say for this one, you're going to take more damage than just the 1 because it's a crit.
Oh, no.
You're going to take 3 points of damage instead. Okay. And then give me a contest for that one. Fourth attack is another mouth bites into you.
Con is crit? I forget. Or is it just regular? Extreme?
Extreme.
All you need is a regular success, so you're good. Okay. Fourth attack.
42 is a fail.
All right, I pass with a 33. One more point of damage. Another contest, please.
Oh my gosh.
Con is extreme 3.
Okay. And then
You're not poisoning us today, Jeff.
6th attack. That's not what this is for. You guys, no one's failed, right? You guys have passed all your cons, right?
We've passed the cons so far.
That's good. That's really good. Okay.
Dodge is a fail.
All right, 29 success for me. So that is 1 more point of damage to you in another contest.
I failed con this time.
Do you have
You are
15 luck?
stunned.
Yeah, I've got 15 luck.
All right, spend it and you won't be stunned for a round from pain, and you're able to continue moving. The ones that you are kind of trying to crawl through and step over are screaming out, and it's like this chorus of echoes. This sudden, this like weird supernatural alarm system is calling out. You hear voices now that are not of this variety, as you realize maybe some warehouse guards have started to been alert to this. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to continue trying to make it to the warehouse? Do you want to try to make it back to the fence? Do you want to roll over and die? What do you want to do?
How far is the warehouse compared to the fence?
If you make a dodge test, you can get there in this round.
I think we keep pushing forward.
Yeah. We'll keep going then to the warehouse.
Give me a dodge test.
We've been passing these a lot.
You gotta pass it.
Sportscaster
This is necessary.
jinx from Steven.
Hard success on dodge.
Excellent.
14 is also hard.
Nice.
Okay, the two of you are finally able to kind of push through, getting ripped and torn. Every little bite isn't the worst thing in the world, but you're getting so many of them are just sinking in. And then it's the noise as well. You hear the sounds of footsteps running from the other side of the warehouse. You know from your scouting that there weren't any entrances, like any doors on the southern side of this building. There are a couple windows and things off to the southwest corner. So you're immediately under the eave. You are probably in the sort of the middling portion of this southern wall. You still hear the chorus of mouths. You can head eastward. You can head westward. You can climb up if you want. What's next?
Climb? What do you think?
I suck at climbing, so an immediate.
Okay.
The closest entrance I remember seeing.
Closest entrance to where you are now. There is one, if you ran eastward to the eastern side of the building, there's an entrance over there. If you ran, but you would also be visible to the gatehouse. If you ran westward towards the water, there is potentially an exit or an entrance through the private dock.
Westward
There's
was
also some
closer to
windows.
the offices, right?
Yeah, and there are those, you remember seeing some windows on like what you would consider like a second story of this building on the southwest corner where the angle of the L meets.
Yeah, so I say westward.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you rush over. Give me a listen test. Either of you can do this, or both of you can do this.
Penalty die because these mouths are yelling.
Nope, you're good.
62 regular.
Okay.
29 regular.
Oh, yes.
You two rush over. You get right up to the corner underneath some of the windows above, and you hear two things. You hear sounds of voices coming from around. You hear the sort of the water itself, but you hear voices coming from the western side of the building, as if you think there might be people rushing down to the south here from the private dock entrance. And if you peek around the corner really briefly, you can see there's two guys that are hustling. They both have rifles in their hands, and they're rushing as fast as they can in the direction of where the mouths had been screaming. You also hear jazz music from one of the windows up above, strangely enough. A familiar tune, I would also say, for Patrick, as you remember hearing some music like this down in Mexico City. And the voice of Leticia de la Luz is suddenly serenading the two of you as you're beneath the windows themselves. It's like a second story. The windows are maybe 10 feet above you. What do you guys want to do? You know, in a moment, like you have this turn to do something before those guys are going to turn the corner and they're going to see you and they're going to have guns. So what do you guys want to do?
Would we be able to get around the other corner where they wouldn't be able to see us in one turn?
It's a very long L, remember? So you're going all the way back. So you would probably not make it to the corner, to the end. And they have rifles, which have good range, you would know. Well,
Are we near any crates that we could hide behind or in?
give me a luck test. Actually, no, I think I already described that there are some random crates. So yeah, there's some random crates here and there. Yeah.
All right, so Patrick, we either hide or we jump. Jump up a window.
Let's jump for it then, I guess.
All right, we're going for the window.
Man, TPK from jump tests in 2 different locations. This is gonna be
Oh my
great.
gosh.
Okay. All right, both of you make a jump test to try to leap up. You can see that there are 2 windows. There's one that is further left than the other. You would suspect they might be 2 different rooms, possibly. So you can kind of pick the leftmost or the rightmost. So you just sort of tell me which one you prefer, and we'll go from there. And then you can make a jump
could give him
test.
bonus instead? Is that a thing?
You want to give them a boost, and then you stay, but that means you would be staying behind. Well, actually, no. I would say one of you would be able to boost the other, and then you can try to jump flat. That make sense?
Could we argue for climb or the crate's not near these windows?
No, you can do a climb. I'm fine with that.
Okay. So I will give Patrick the boost up.
Okay. So Patrick, give me whichever you prefer between jump or climb.
They're both the same, so I'll go the thematic jumping of this episode.
Okay.
And you're not me, so you're going to
There we
be
go.
just fine with this.
Bonus is 49. Not quite.
Can push if you like.
Not willing to risk the consequences.
Okay.
So I'll just take a fail.
What I'll say is, as you kind of get thrown up, you stumble a bit, but then you're able to grab the sort of the ledge of the window. But you're like, as you go to pull yourself up, a portion of the ledge splinters, and your hand kind of falls down, and now you're dangling with one hand. Will, what do you want to do?
I'm going to climb over him. We got to get in that window.
Give me a climb test.
All right, my climb is 50.
I'm absolutely envisioning that this is a climbing over, like using Patrick as like a...
I rolled an extreme success, 10. So I'm absolutely using him as a ladder. Don't
use
let
him
go,
as a ladder.
Patrick.
Patrick, give me a strength test to see if you let go.
Oh yeah, it's a 90. Let's fail.
Okay. Will, you clamber
My
over
foot
top of
hits
him,
his face.
and right as you're pushing yourself into the window, like your last placement of your foot kicks Patrick in the face. Patrick goes falling back to the ground. You clamber into the window at this point, and moments later, Patrick, you see racing around the corner, you see there are 2 dudes, both of which are wearing these warehouse uniforms. Like, they're just like coveralls. They look dirty. They look grimy. They both have guns in their hands. The shouting and screaming from the mouths to the east of where you guys first came in has started to quiet down. But there's 2 guys who are now pointing guns down at Patrick. And I'm going to have them take 2 shots, each of them. Let me get their stats. Patrick, give me 2. What's your favorite number between 1 and 7?
2.
2? Okay. And then give me a second one.
5.
5. Thank you.
Long looks so confused.
First one's going to
Are
fire.
we naming the guards?
Don't worry about it. First one's going to fire and miss. Is going to shoot down at you, and maybe you're able to kind of scramble behind like some splintered crates here and there. And then the second one is also going to shoot and will also miss, but you do see an explosion of like the wood that you clamber behind. But now 2 gunshots have gone off. Meanwhile, Will, you just hopped inside of a room. Did you pick the leftmost or the rightmost?
Left is best.
Okay. All right. As you fall into the room, you notice a fairly Spartan-looking room with a bed, and there's a few changes of clothing that you see hung up on looks like a sort of almost like a hotel's hanging rack in one corner, and you see a few things that are sort of tucked underneath the bed. But what most catches your attention is the fact that there is, and I'm not making this up, a gun rack that is sprawled across one wall, and it looks like there's space for about 30 rifles. Many of them are missing, but it's a very wide rack, and there are several rifles that are currently in stock there, and that is genuinely what you see. So,
Heck
Will, do you
yeah.
grab one?
I grab 2 and I drop one out the window.
Okay, and that is your turn. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's great.
Brush
But the
over,
rifle hits
you
Patrick
pull
as he
to-
drops it
I
out
don't
the
even tell
window.
Patrick.
You rush and you throw it down. The butt
Take a
hits
point
the
of damage.
It's Patrick. He gets knocked out. Roll for consciousness. Okay. And so you rush it down to the ground. So Patrick, you see landing next to you a rifle. Okay. Let's see. So Patrick, your turn.
I'll scramble for the rifle.
Okay.
Should have checked
Sorry.
if it was loaded.
I'm just gonna start shooting.
gonna start shooting?
What's in front of me?
Okay. So yeah, give me a rifle test. Or whatever they call it. What's it called?
Yeah, rifle.
Yeah. Rifle / shotgun, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a extreme.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So these weapons do, hang on. 2d6 plus 4. So that means extreme success means he's doing max damage, correct? And then the piercing
And piercing.
is like a second roll, right? Isn't that correct?
Holy shit.
It's been a while since I did this damage, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. Let's double check really fast. But I think that's what piercing damage is. Somebody knows, feel free to.
Sorry, I didn't have the PDF up. I'm getting it now.
No, it's all good.
Looking at it now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been a
so
while.
automatically do max damage
And then another roll,
and
right?
extra damage roll for the weapon.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so roll. Roll 2d6. Oh my
Was it
god!
plus 4 with it or just 2d6?
It doesn't matter, dude. You're gonna do so much damage. It doesn't matter.
So
Do your
2d6 or 4, max roll is 12, so that's 16.
Okay, 16 points of damage. Where do you think you shoot and kill this first guy?
Holy
Quickly
crap.
headshots. Get him right in the
Okay.
dome.
So he's shooting, firing, and he's like kind of pulling and getting ready. It's like a bolt action shot. So he's getting ready to fire again. And right as he looks down at you, you grab the gun, swirl back, fire right in his face. His head just explodes like a melon, and he goes flying back. He falls down into the gravel, and you can see the minor mouths begin to just start biting away at him. The second one, however, is still there and will turn and he will fire at you. Okay. That is still a fail. That's a good roll. These guys suck at rifle. That is a fail. And so he fires again, hand maybe shaking it, seeing his friend just explode. Okay. Come back to Will. You're on the second story. You are inside the warehouse. Lots of noise is happening. You see that there is a door on the north side of this room that goes out into the warehouse somewhere. What would you like to do with that?
First thing I got to do is lay down cover fire for Patrick. I'd like to shoot at the second guard there.
Okay.
Do I get a bonus die for being elevated?
I think that makes perfect sense. Yeah, go right ahead.
Hey, yeah. All right, so not the best with rifles, but I've still got a 45. That is a 39 with the bonus die, which is a regular success.
All right, 2d6 plus 4. Yeah, 2d6 plus 4.
So that's 11 total.
11 total. How do you kill this guy?
I think we're going to keep with the headshots. We're just going to keep,
Okay.
is it true that if there's a spot in the head that if you hit it, it will blow up?
Yeah, and so you shoot down, fire, boom, and his head explodes. And you see just all these two like almost headless bodies now fall back into the gravel pit where all the mouths are. And you just fired the gun inside of the warehouse. And it's like seconds before you suddenly hear the sounds of someone fiddling with the knob to this room, and you hear the sounds of like a key going into the lock. We're going to cut from there. So I'll let the two of you think about how you want to handle this. Okay. All right.
Oh my god.
We come back to the hospital.
Ow.
Marie is getting attended to first by onlookers, and then moments later, you can see there are others, like people race off and they grab a doctor or two, and you can see some orderlies and some other folks that look to be in very like nursing attire and such come rushing around. And so Marie, you are getting attended to, and they're like someone's racing out a stretcher and they're trying to like take care of Marie. And so Carmelita, you just shouted down from the 4th floor inside of a room that you just jumped and snuck into. What do you do now?
I am gonna find something in this room to duck and hide behind, because my thought is if anyone's gonna look for me, they're gonna look for me right now. I'm just giving it like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Not
there is
longer
a
than that.
bed. There's a hospital bed tucked in the corner. It has got a cover over top of it, and you can see there's all sorts of what's it called, like different bits of equipment. You can see like a stool and what looks like kind of a stand for various medical equipment that they might pull up next to them, all tucked into the corner, kind of covered with some kind of drape to protect it from the exterior winds. So you can clamber underneath it and give me a stealth test. I would have given you a bonus die, but because you just screamed, I'm going to say that's going to cancel that bonus die out, and so you'll just roll it flat.
Okay. Alrighty. That is a 41 under 81 regular.
Okay. Do you want to spend a point of luck to make that a hard success?
If that'll give me more, then yes.
I think so. Okay. Moments later, pushing into this room, you see an orderly. And you're looking at it kind of through maybe a seam in some of the coverings as you're crawled underneath the bed here and there. And he rushes in, big guy. And he's like, what is this? And he comes to the edge and he's like, looking down. Oh, what? And he calls down, what is happening down there? And someone else like calls up, a woman fell. Like, from here? And like you see this conversation is happening. Someone tore the... And like just starts to mumble to himself. And you hear, as he looks around in the room briefly, like you see, what? You hear a second voice. You don't see who this voice belongs to, probably someone who just walks up to the door, but calls out, what is happening here? Is something, a woman fell. I don't know. We don't have time for this. Yes, we've heard it. They are taking care of her downstairs. Close the window up, please, some more, and get back to your rounds. And yes, Dr. Stelzio. And then the orderly starts to try to put back in place the protective construction paper covering that you tore up. And it's a few minutes, and it's a little like touch and go a few times as he comes over and maybe even at one point like sits down like on the bed, and you hear like the sounds of a lighter, and then you smell smoke in the room, and he's just like mumbling to himself here and there. It's like, I did not go to school to be putting up, and then finally gets up and leaves without having detected you.
Hell yes. After I am reasonably certain he is gone, I'm gonna exit the room as sort of nonchalantly as I can, not really putting on this thing of like, I'm supposed to be here, I'm just looking for a room kind of thing. Like that energy. And I'm gonna see if I can find a room titled with Montgomery Jr.'s name or anything. I'm looking for his room, basically.
You would know from Patrick Price that his room is on the 3rd floor, and assuming he's still in the same place, and you are on the 4th floor currently.
Sorry, I misunderstood what floor I was on. In that case, I'm gonna go to the, not in the nurse's station, but presumably there's like a emergency staircase or something on the other end. So using that entrance, go down a floor.
Okay. So you peek out from the room first. So you look outside and you see that you see these very kind of narrow and angular halls. You can see there's people working. There is a nurse's station. There are a few doctors and nurses that are kind of hovering around it, looking over charts, things like that. You see an orderly or two pushing around a cart filled with meds. And you definitely are on some kind of maybe long-term patient care floor. It looks like, because it's not general recovery. These are solo rooms or like paired rooms, things like that. You can give me a luck test, I think. Yeah, just give me a luck test.
Oh, I only have 5.
I was gonna say you're like
maybe get
out
lucky.
of luck.
I am out of luck. I'll give you the roll just to see.
You never know. Never know.
It's a 39.
You notice that
So
one
I
of the
feel,
doctors...
but I didn't abysmally fail.
There's no difference. You notice that Dr. Salazio is one of the doctors that is at this this nursing station, and he is somebody who would recognize you as you peek out, and you look past the nursing station to the end of the hall, and you do in fact see a staircase down there, but you would be walking right past him.
Okay, change of plans. Get that close door, go back to the window with the paper, and climb down 1 floor.
Remember that the reason you went in this window is because this is the only window that didn't have bars on it.
Oh, right. Right. Sorry, I'm so much has happened. Okay, I'm just gonna... I'm gonna turn, keep my face away from him as much as I'm just gonna fucking give it a shot.
Give it a shot or try to hide until he moves or something.
Yeah. I'm going to want another stealth test if you're going to make a run for it. Or not a run for it, but if you're just going to try to stealth nonchalantly pass. So give me...
Yeah, I'm gonna try and just nonchalantly... 5. Huh?
Oh, I hope you roll well.
Yeah, I have a decent stealth, so...
Yeah, you do.
57 under 81.
You move past, and right as it looked like his head is coming up, one of the nurses says, "Dr. Salazio, is this the correct quantity?" And right as his head's turning up, he suddenly turns towards the nurse and looks down. "Oh, of course I will help you, Marie. Let me take a look." And he kind of looks down, and he's reading through this chart, and he's got that kind of slicked back hair, and you're able to get past him to the stairwell. You open up the stairwell, and you start to descend down to the 3rd floor. When you reach the 3rd floor and you come out, you notice there's a long hallway that eventually comes to this T intersection. And again, it's a very similar layout in that it is these very narrow halls, and it's hard. It's there's not a ton of hiding places. You're very much in the open, and things are so narrow, these hallways, that it's really hard to kind of just hide in one place or another, unless you literally pop into a room. There are a series of rooms that you pass, and eventually there is a nurse's station as well. I think, did Patrick draw you a map? Am I making that up?
He did.
Okay.
I would certainly hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he gives a map because he wasn't coming to the hospital with us.
Okay. You would know that where that intersection goes, if you hang a right, you would reach that special wing. The problem is that special wing is locked down. And so as you move over towards it and you kind of look around the corner, over the nurse's station, down the hall, all these different nurses and doctors and orderlies are moving about. You definitely see at the far end of it, there's not a lot of activity at the far end of it. It doesn't look like people go there. It doesn't look like regular nurses. It looks like it's a very special wing. And it's for specific special patient care. And it's kind of quiet over there. And you do see this door at the end, frosted, kind of that frosted top to the door. And you can't really see through it. But this is at the far end of a hole that you're looking down. There's no real activity over there. But you would know that's the correct wing, but you also know that it is guarded, locked, and specialized. So, what's your idea?
I'd like to go towards the door and just sort of inspect the kind of like the lock. Is it guarded? Is it just like a padlock? Like, I want to see how it's being barricaded.
So you're just going to walk right up to it. Like I said, it's on the far end of the hall, so you're just going to walk right up to it.
Am I passing the nurses?
You're going to pass the nurses, but if you watch for a moment, and from Patrick's explanation, it was not an active ward. There were very few people over there. It's a special ward. So if you approach it, you would know that would draw attention.
Okay.
Is there a way to make a distraction or something? I tried. My dying body outside.
I don't know that I could communicate that to you.
You like crouch down, like underneath their eye
Yeah,
line?
I'm trying to figure out if I should just like sneak to it but like I can't even lockpick it once I get there.
It may not be locked. I may have missed something, but
That's the thing. Like if it's just kind of a heavy door, like if it's not actually barricaded, then I can just sneak in. So I just have to decide whether to risk the nurse's station or whether to risk going up to it, because like those are my two
well, I mean,
options.
if there's not a lot of people moving around, and if people are at a nurse's station, you may be able to
I'm
crouch
gonna
and
try
sneak
and-
down.
I'm gonna try and approach the door on scene. I'm gonna.
That's what I was trying to say. That's not possible. There's no way to sneak up to it. The hallways are so narrow, so busy. There's nowhere to hide unless you duck into a room. So like if you're just walking down the hallway, people are going to see you walking down the hallway. Like that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
The only reason I called for a stealth test before was because I wanted to see if Salazio saw you. You're going to be seen if you just approach it.
So like sneaking into a room and waiting for people to leave the nurse's station could be like an option, maybe.
Yeah, but the nurse station is never gonna be empty. Like there's always going to be someone.
Mm-hmm. You know, this is like more of a long-term care floor, so it's not necessarily as busy as like the emergency area or the general recovery area, but there's definitely eyes here. Like it's clear, and like you are moving about a hospital and not like a convenience store.
You know what?
So,
I'm gonna go to the. I just fucking said something. I'm gonna go to the nurse's station and say that I'm visiting Monty Jr. I was told to come up here.
You go over to the nurse's station, you wait a moment, and then a young woman, heavy makeup, big bright lipstick, she looks up at you. You could see the curls of her almost like reddish hair coming out from underneath her hat, like her paper hat. And she looks up at you and she says, can I help you?
I'm here to visit Montgomery Jr. His father may have left my details before because I'm
Montgomery Donovan.
a friend of the family.
Montgomery Donovan?
That's right. His son?
Your name is?
My name is Marie.
Marie. It's a very beautiful name. My mother's name is Marie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's Maria actually, but no, it is neither here nor there. So, Mr. Donovan, let me see. And she reaches underneath like the desk area, and she kind of pulls out a small little logbook and goes through it, scanning. Marie, no, I'm very sorry. That does not seem to be listed in here as approved visitors.
Oh, it must just be a miss. I
could call Dr. Salazio, and you could speak with him.
That's okay. You don't have to all that. You know what? Why don't I just go and see Monty Jr. very quickly, and I'll be out in just a few minutes.
I'm sorry, but it is we are under very strict orders. He's not to see without approval, either his father's or Dr. Salazio's. But it's okay, Dr. Salazio. He is seeing patients from above. I'm sure he could come down and clear this up for us. Yes?
No, that I made the journey all the way down. I don't want to waste the trip.
Oh, it's just not a waste. It's just a few minutes. He'll come down and he'll clear this all up.
No, that's okay. You don't want to have to. I don't want to bother him for something as simple as a visit.
I see.
And
Good.
I'm going to try and bribe her to try and let her to get me in.
Okay.
Like,
I like
And
that.
I'll pull out some money and be like, I just need a few minutes alone with him.
How much money are we talking?
So my credit rating is 50. I'm
That's not bad.
willing to throw as much money at this as I'm physically able to right
Like the
Okay.
time equivalent of like
you
100.
don't have a ton on you. Yeah, you don't have a ton on you because of the crash, obviously.
Sure.
But I think you're spending. I'm looking at your stuff. Your spending level is 50. Your cash is 250. So if you take out a couple bills, and you slide it over towards her, give me a persuade test.
I like this.
And I'll tell you if
let's
you're
see.
really going full on with the cash, like if you're just clearing out your spending level.
I
like if you're
am,
dropping-
because I don't have anything else that I want to spend money on right now.
Take a bonus die.
Yay. Nice.
Yes.
But I'm gonna say that's it. You have no money on you. So if you run into a situation where money would help again. Okay.
Yay.
4. Extreme success.
Thank
And
you for the
she's-
bonus die, Jack.
And so she'll look at the money and she'll look at you and then she'll kind of do this sheepish look around. She'll grin. She'll reach out and she'll she'll just grab it and she'll tuck it into her shirt. Like she does the bra thing, but it's sliding through the button down nurse. I'm sure a small visit will brighten the boy's day. Yes, no problem. Yes,
Thank you so much.
I can let you in. And it's you hear her get up and there's a jingling of keys and she leads you down the hall, unlocks the door and lets you inside. Meanwhile, we see Marie. Poor Marie is being carried on a stretcher into an emergency surgery area.
Yep.
As your leg
Yes.
is fractured in multiple places. It's spouting blood here and there.
Yep.
And
1920s
you,
medicine.
are in a lot of trouble. So let's do a couple tests to see if you're
I broke my
okay.
leg in real life a couple of years ago. For the first time, I had a fracture that bad. It was horrific. My heart is bleeding for free right now.
I passed the first aid. I don't think I always forget once you get the major wound, does the first aid and medicine rolls that you can get to bump your health back up. That still applies as long as it's done within the hour, right?
I think so, because I feel like there was something that we talked about because the first aid could potentially bring you out of major wound land, I think. Not for me, but that was, I think, a possibility that we had talked about last time we were dealing with this, is that you could get that to count.
Okay. Well, first of all, the doctors do pass the emergency medical care. So because we use faster recovery, roll a d4, Melissa.
Okay, grabbing a d4. 3.
Okay. So you can take 3 HP back. And then when I
Hell
rolled the medicine
yes.
test, I rolled a 1. I rolled a critical success.
That's amazing.
This takes an hour, so you're basically in surgery. I'm going to say probably maybe longer than an hour since it's proper surgery, but we'll say an hour or two as they're just sort of taking care of you. And so normally you would get another D4, but I'm going to say because I critically succeeded, just take 4. Just take 4.
Yes.
You know what that does? Well, so that puts me, I think I still have a major wound, so I'm at exactly 10
Okay.
of 20. So I think because I haven't
So
crossed.
it's okay. You fell 4 stories.
And
You
I
have
lived,
a fractured
and
leg.
I'm back up to half health.
And you lived.
4 short.
And Joy Boy ran away. and is like, screw this. She just jumped off a building without remembering that she carries me inside of her jacket.
Joy Boy.
Okay.
Cats love jumping. Joy Boy thought that was like the funnest thing ever, and Joy Boy is like running up to the fourth floor again, like waiting for the do it again.
All right, Steven, are you looking up the rule just to double check us?
Yeah, I don't see where you could uncheck the major wound, but I think you did everything else right.
Okay, good. All right, so give me a luck test, Marie.
And I could still be
luck
wrong
test.
on the major wound part. I haven't read it.
Yeah, I mean, she got 7 health, so if it turns out that we're wrong, we can always fix it later. So it's 7 health she got back. from
Luck
her
roll. I
treatment.
rolled a 16 under 46.
All right, so this was to see whether or not any of the doctors who worked on you, including Dr. Solazio and who's the other one? Dr. Oh my gosh, where is his name? Dr. Grech. To see if either of them are working on you, and you luck out and it's somebody different. So no one
Yes.
currently recognizes you, as they are working on this crazed woman who just fell off a building. Okay. Then we come back to the warehouse.
Okay.
We see Will is in this room by himself. He has a bolt action rifle in his hand. He's just thrown one down to Patrick, who's outside. There are 2 headless, exploded headed warehouse guards laying on the ground next to you, Patrick, currently being feasted upon by all these minor mouths. And there is a key jingling in the lock of a door handle that's about to be opened in the room that Will is standing in, as gunshots rang out. Lots of noise has just transpired, Will. So what are you doing?
Will is going to spin and go into a crouch, like just below the window, and point his rifle at the door. He's thinking that there's only 2 people that would have keys to this room. One of them is Victor Prescott. The other one might be Donovan. So he's going to hope that it's Donovan opening the door, but he wants to be sure first.
Okay. So you spin, you point the gun at the door, and as the door sort of swings open, you see in the doorway a familiar looking face that you, well, not so much the face, but you see the figure of the person that you presume at this point is Victor Prescott. And he is a hulking figure. He's much bigger than kind of the scrawny looking warehouse guards that you and Patrick have just taken out. He actually looks like a fairly fit man, possibly ex-military, something like that. And you, when he steps in, he's got like not a look of surprise on his face, but a look of anger, like he's fixing for something. And he does in fact have in one hand, looks like he's got like a fire axe, and he's got on his waist a pistol. And so he kind of drops the keys and reaches. Actually, no, I think he throws the door open, and then he's just going to charge at you with a fire axe. As you're not supposed to be in here, but you have a gun and you were pointing it at the door, so you can get a shot off before he charges and cuts you in half.
Would have pointing it at the door counted as like aiming for the bonus die? If you say the turn before that you're aiming, you get the bonus die? It's okay if not. I'm just curious. It depends on how we're doing.
I said he was doing the key. I'll take it. Yeah, you can have it. That's fine.
Okay.
Nice.
Just had to ask. Might be useful. I'm not as good with the rifle. They were both 30 anyways. So that's 30 on the dot. My rifle is 45. Do I want to... No, I'll just take the regular success.
Hard's not going to do anything for you. It's really just getting down to extreme.
Okay.
So give me the damage.
All right, and that's 2d6 plus 4. That's only 10.
Okay. That is unfortunately not enough to take him out. I will roll a contest, as that is... See if he... And... Okay. You get him, like, right in the gut. That's a gut shot. But he manages, he kind of staggers for a second, grabs the door frame with one of his hands to keep from falling. And he shouts back, he's like, "We've got intruders up here!" And then comes charging at you. And he's going to swing his fire axe down at you. Okay.
I'm going to try and dodge if I can.
Sure. I'm rolling way too good tonight. I feel like we should stop. I'm rolling crazy good.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 25 is a hard success.
Okay, that is going to be good. I also wrote a hard success. I can't spend luck. So since you're dodging, do you jump out the window? Do you just dodge out of the way inside the room? It's not a huge room, it's just, you tell me. What do you do?
So Will likes to do the Kirk shoulder roll. So I think I'd like to roll forward and past him, off to the side, away from the window.
Okay, so you roll forward and past him, almost towards the doorway. Patrick, you hear a gunshot go off from the room in which Will is in, and it's not one that's directed at either of these two guys on the ground. What do you want to do, Patrick?
Is the terrain out here, the crates, movable? Can I push it up against the wall?
Absolutely, you could. Yeah, you can spend your turn doing that and climbing up.
Yeah, I'll
Absolutely.
start arranging it and try to get up to the window.
All right, so I'll say for your turn, you move a few crates around, hop on top of them, pull yourself up into the window, and you can see that there is a man bleeding from his gut, but he has got this axe that he's swinging at Will. Will is getting up and trying to turn back towards this man. It looks like they switch sides. So you have the back of this guy, and you can actually see Will standing up. Will, give me a listen test.
My listen is 31.
All right.
62.
Okay. All right. Good to know. What do you want to do?
Good to know that I don't hear the army of people coming towards me. I would be focused on this guy in front of me, though. I want to shoot him again with the rifle.
Okay. Sure. You don't get your bonus die this time. You're just rolling it straight.
That is a 19, though, which is my rifle is 45, so that's still a hard success.
Okay. Roll your damage.
So that's 9 plus 4, 13.
Okay. Describe how you take out Victor Prescott.
Just straight through the heart. I was hitting him in the chest, the torso before, so I hit him in the gut, I roll past, and I pull the rifle up, and I'm not even really aiming, it's just one fluid motion, and I managed to get lucky more than anything with where it hits.
He lifts the axe to charge at you again. You fire because his chest is now open, catches him right in the heart, and he kind of stumbles back. And Patrick, there's a moment where it looks like he's gonna fall into you as you're climbing out of the window. Do you kind of dodge out of the way and let him fall, or do you try to keep him inside? Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I'll dodge out of the way so he falls out the window.
Okay, and so he just stumbles back. You quickly hop inside, and he just falls down, and you hear this sickening crunch as he lands in sort of this ragdoll motion. You guys have a beat. What do you want to do?
You said that he dropped the keys when he came in, right?
Yes, because he was reaching for So I think he had his keys, and I said he had a pistol on his hip, and then he had the axe, and he was putting a second hand on his axe to charge at you, and he just kind of let the keys fall. So the keys are on the ground.
So I would say I want to grab the keys and try to lock the room behind us again. We get out and start going down the hall. Are you okay with that, Patrick?
Get out. Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab the axe on the way up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say he dropped the axe before he fell out. You can have the axe. Okay, the axe damage for that. Hang on, is 1d8 plus 1d8 plus your damage bonus. So if you have a damage bonus, you get. Okay. All right. So you want to jump out into the middle. So there's a small, narrow hall as you hop out. You look to the left, and it ends in a wall, which you imagine is the western side of the building. And then there's no window or anything there. It just ends. There is a room, there's a room to the right of when you get out. There's another door. They're very close to one another. So you think that goes back into the second window, the rightmost window. You see a hallway continue off to the right until it kind of opens up. It almost looks like there's a walkway out there, and you hear the sounds of kind of people shouting, and then you also see a little bit more closely to the second door. There is another hallway that ventures northward. So either you're going north. So the two ways to go are either northward or kind of eastward, and they both seem to. Those are the two directions out of here. Do you have a preference?
Toss Patrick the keys, and Will says, lock the armory. This next office is probably Prescott's. See if you can find the spell in there. I'm going to keep going, try to find Donovan.
I'll lock the weapon room.
Okay. So you want to go into the door,
and then I want to go
next to this one.
I'm assuming that one's Prescott's because he came very fast, and there was the actual jazz music, the cult jazz music.
Yeah, I'll go into the next room and see what's in there.
You get the keys out. You rifle through them. You find one that goes in, and you're able to quickly step into the neighboring room to this one. Will, do you head eastward down the hall, or do you head northward up the hall?
I was going. You said it sounded like the shouts were coming from northward, right? Or did I not know that?
No, it's like it's hard to tell, man. You failed your listen, so you can't really echolocate right
eastward.
now. But you definitely hear a commotion in the warehouse. Okay, so you rush eastward and you push past that second room, and then suddenly the warehouse is in front of you. You realize now that the warehouse, the bottom left-hand corner, this little tiny corner of offices, is elevated on a second floor, and then there's the third floor of this is just this elevated ceiling, and you see this vast and open warehouse below you as you are on some kind of walkway, a catwalk overlooking, where you see a couple, maybe a dozen and a half or so workers moving about, some of whom are looking up in your direction, confused at the commotion. You see all sorts of things kind of stacked up here and there, crates. You see a few of them, their coverings are off. There might be vials that you see really briefly. You see that main entrance, that the doorway that would lead back out into the large gravel yard that you saw Diana and her goons leave from. You see that on the first floor. So you're right now literally overlooking the warehouse floor, and there are a couple of people who are kind of looking up at you, and they look confused. You also notice that the walkway continues to extend to the right and to the left of you, so southward and northward. It looks like southward it just ends at the wall, right, and it ends at the southern side of the warehouse. But it looks like northward it wraps around after maybe about 15 or 20 feet, as if there's a catwalk that wraps around.
Do I see Donovan down below anywhere?
Roll a luck test.
All right, my luck is getting lower. It's at 32, rolling a 33 fail. So
you look, you do not see him. No.
Okay. I want to not actually aim at people, but near people, and just take a couple shots and yell, everybody hit the deck. Telling everyone to just stay put, essentially, and try to panic them to taking cover.
Okay.
I don't know if that would be a roll or not, but
you can give me an intimidate test. I'm not giving you a bonus die, even though it sounds like you might want to get one because of the gun, but understand that you're trying to intimidate cultists that have been
that's fair.
Heavily conditioned. Yeah. Okay.
So my intimidate is 15. I will take the 2 audience dice for this to bump it up to 35.
We got some earlier, so
94 fail.
Almost
a critical fail.
Fire, and you're get down. That you're telling everyone to get down, stay put, and a few of them, they just run. So you see some of them are running underneath you, and you do see as you peek down to where they're going, there does seem to be a set of stone stairs underneath you, on the first floor, that go down deeper into the warehouse, in the under levels, right? And then you see others that are racing northward and kind of wrapping around. You would probably guess, Will, since you don't see a set of stairs where you're at, that there might be a set of stairs up to this catwalk on the northern side of this little second level here. So while you're doing that, Patrick, you hastily unlock this door and you push inside. And what you see is another bedroom, except unlike the room that you just came from, this one looks far more immaculate and kind of well decorated. There is a lion skin rug that covers the entire center of the room. It's kind of unfurled. It's beautiful. Also horrible to think about. There's a bed with these glistening silk sheets. You see this beautiful armoire that is probably local, right? And what looks like a small little writing desk and chair right next to it. In the window,
right through the desk.
Okay.
Drawers, see what's anything around.
All right, give me like a spot hidden test or something. You'll get something no matter what, but the better you do, the more you might find, and because you're doing this fairly quickly.
48 is a regular.
Okay. You notice, I'll give you two things then that you find. First, you notice in the, you pull out one of the drawers. There's writing utensils, things like that, but you pull out some papers. You see some notes and some telegrams and some correspondence and such. And you also notice like a little, like a packet, an envelope. And as you pull stuff out of it, you realize that there are a variety of notes that seem to reference you all, reference Arkham. You see a photograph of the Silverlance plane. You see a telegram from Arkham, dated a few weeks back. There's no name of sender, but there is the office location in Arkham where this telegram was sent from. And it notes... And it says SL has departed. And you would presume, since there is this photograph of the Silverlance, SL stands for the plane. You also, as you're flipping through it, you notice a second telegram that seems to be from Marseille that indicates SL has arrived. And it says SL has arrived. Stop. Special package has been loaded. Stop.
I'll pocket those letters for now and run back, catch up to Will if possible.
Okay, so you race out, you push back the door back open. Okay, Will, what do you do next?
Would I hear Patrick coming?
Probably not, but
okay. So I'm staying right at the mouth, trying to take cover as best as possible, and just aiming for that northern walkway, waiting for the first person I see to start taking pot shots at him.
Okay.
I'm trying to bottleneck, essentially, is if I can hold them here while we get the spell.
Okay. Roll a luck test.
I'm a lucky person. 52 over 32.
Okay. Racing around the corner on the catwalk, you see coming at you, kind of running with a rifle. You see one of these like warehouse guards, like the ones that you and Patrick shot. And they're looking down and they're like kind of just racing at you, and they're like hip firing. They don't look to be particularly good at shooting. So they're going to race around and hip fire at you.
Because I'm in cover, they get a penalty die?
That's fair. Like you're like kind of tucking in the entrance to this hallway.
Yeah.
They're
You got
already
me.
terrible at this. Yeah, with the penalty die, I do fail. So you see the corner of this hallway splinter as like the bullet hits, but you also see two more race around behind. I'm gonna say those aren't gonna get shots because they were moving a little bit further, and so there's like three at the end of this hall chasing towards you. Patrick, you push out of the door back into the hall. You see to your right at the far end of this hallway. You can see there is Will kind of hunkering down in this moment and kind of peeking out, maybe firing, hunkering down. You hear the sounds of gunshots. You see a splinter of wood next to his face. Patrick, what do you do?
There's nothing in there. There's no spell. Just correspondence. We gotta find Donovan.
The other hallway!
Then I'll run down that way.
You run down that way. So instead of catching up with Will, you hang a left and you start moving north. Give me a luck test.
My luck is 12 at the moment. I rolled 10.
Wow.
And you come face to face with Montgomery Donovan, gun in his hand, and he looks at you. Old boy, what the hell are you doing? This wasn't the plan. You don't come in here, guns. Oh, where? What? And he's like looking at you, confused. What do you do, Patrick?
Victor's dead. We killed him.
And you see, like, for a moment, there's like a hesitant smile at that. Okay, we can work with that. We can work with that. Is it just you?
Will's with me.
Which one? Oh, the blonde one. Yes. Where is he? Where is he?
It's right around the corner.
And you hear
There's men coming.
as you say that, men rush up behind him, and they've got guns and they're kind of pointing at you. One of them maybe has a knife, and he's like, "Hold it! Hold! No, not this. It's an ally. This is an ally of mine." And they're like looking up at him, confused. And yes, some interlopers attacked the font, but they were taken care of. These are my private guard here. Will, come out. Everyone, cease fire. And you hear this kind of being shouted out in this way and that. And Will, you notice like the three that are racing after you, getting ready to fire, slow down and look. And Montgomery pushes past you, Patrick, comes down to where Will is. Everyone, cease fire. You three, outside, see what damage the interlopers have done. You three, get back to the floor, make sure everything's under control. Someone find Victor. We must batten down the hatches. And he's like calling out, and they're all looking up at him and doing exactly what he tells them to do. And you see they all stare at you with like a kind of a strange look, Will, but then they turn and go. One or two of them maybe linger longer than others and feel, and like maybe not like, but then eventually they do leave. And it's the three of you. And he turns to look at you all, and he says, "You could have just had the front gate asked to call me here, and I would have let you in."
Yeah, we saw Victor at the front gate. We thought they were on to us.
They might as well be.
Hey,
Patrick
it's
said
working
Victor's
out.
dead.
It's working out. Victor's dead. You guys get the spell. I'm gonna grab more rifles. Because we're gonna need them on the way out.
Everyone in here is not mine. Diana has plans. We have to go now, below.
Below, that's where the spell is?
Yes, that's where my office is. We have to get into the nectar tunnels. Now, quickly, on me. Pretend like you're supposed to be here, and for God's sake, don't shoot anyone. You follow?
I don't make a promise, but I will follow.
So he leads you around the catwalk, and there is, in fact, a staircase down onto the warehouse floor. You see sort of off to one side, there is the big entrance to the docks. You see stacks of crates. You see nectar everywhere. Some of it's filled vials, some of it's empty vials. It's not sure, but you can definitely tell there's packing. There's you notice and you catch sight of a few workers like kind of talking amongst themselves and looking back at you all and maybe a point or two. There's definitely some strangeness that is happening. But he leads you around to like the southern side of the warehouse where you saw those stone steps that goes down below the cellar. And the three of you start descending. We're going to cut from there.
This
Back to Carmelita. I mean, it's been going so right so far, right?
Just taking the hard path.
Yeah. So we'll cut back then to the Hospital Superbissima. And we see Carmelita, you get let into a private ward, and the nurse kind of comes with you. And like there is an orderly at a small, like outside of a private, like kind of office area. And this is what Patrick saw before. And he's just he's sitting down. He's got his legs kind of kicked up, and he's just like reading the newspaper. And he he kind of motions to get up and kind of look around, and almost as like he's going to interfere with you. But then the nurse kind of says down to him like, "Oh, don't worry, it's fine. She's on the nest. Go back to it, and it'll be fine." And he just kind of shrugs and he goes back to his newspaper. And she walks you a few ways down, and then she points to a room. Montgomery Jr. is in there. Probably have about... She sort of looks maybe at a clock on the wall or something. Maybe 10, 15 minutes before Dr. Salazio returns. So if you don't want to cause problems with him, I suggest that you leave before then. He is far more expensive than I.
I would like to also leave to not bother him. Is there another exit out here, or just the one we came through?
Not at this ward. There is the lift outside, and then there is the stairwell. Those are the 2 ways down.
All right, thank you.
Of course, sir. And so, do you go into his room?
I'm gonna go into the room that she pointed out.
All right. I will. I think I showed you guys the picture of him already, but I'll do it again in case you didn't. All right. So you go into the room, and again, it's just a fairly normal room, but you definitely see that this one is a little bit more adorned with like some adventure books and things, and like a kind of a little like a wooden toy or two, stuff like that. You could definitely tell that there's more care has been put into creating an atmosphere of healing for him. But you see a large, you see a bed. You see a stool for likely the doctor to sit and kind of wheel over. You see a small little side tray. You see the window that lets in the light, but the bars and such as well. And you see Montgomery Donovan Jr., Monty Jr. He looks to be kind of laboring as he tries to breathe. He's got a stuffed bunny that he's clinging to. And he kind of looks up with squinted eyes in your direction. He's like, "Mommy? Is that you, Mommy?" His hand kind of reaches out as if he's like kind of grasping at you standing in the doorway. What'd you like to do, Carmelita?
I'm gonna go up to this kid and be like, it's okay. We're just going to leave for a few minutes, okay? And then we're gonna come back. The doctor's said I can get you a little bit of fresh air.
Okay, Mommy. Okay.
And I am gonna take him by the hand, and again, very much like I'm supposed to be here, go to the hallway and try to make my way to the elevator.
Okay. So he seems very trusting, takes your hand, stands up with you. He's got his bunny in his other hand, and he is like slowly moving.
And I'm taking an adventure book on the way out.
You're taking what?
Well. One of the books on the shelf.
Sure. You just grab these little adventure books. Sure. You just grab one, pocket it. You lead him out into the hall. You look across the hall. You see another little child, probably the one that Patrick had spoke with. He's there, and you see kind of down the hall, maybe to where Patrick was. And then you just start walking down the hall in the direction. I'm assuming you waited a couple beats until the nurse left, but maybe not.
I'd like to be as stealthy as well. Like I want to interact with as few people as possible. So
there's no stealth here. Like you're going to be seen. Like it's impossible. Yeah. Like you're walking down the middle of a hallway towards a door that is literally protected by a desk where there's a person reading. So, and your shoes are making noise. Like there's really no way to stealth out of here in this kind of situation. Okay. Like there's just no hiding spots. And not only that, but you have like the kid.
I'm gonna try and give it a couple minutes and then kind of book it and that kind of thing.
Okay. Eventually you make it, but before you get to the door, you hear the sounds of the paper being folded down. Where do you think you're going?
Oh, I'll be right back. Wait, we're just
No,
gonna
no, no,
get
no, no.
some pressure.
Nope. No. You are not the doctor. No. Dr. Solozio. He is, the boy is not to leave. No. Go back.
I was told
Monty,
I could
go
take
back.
him.
You are not told by Dr. Solozio. No. Only Dr. Solozio or his father can take him out of the room. You are neither of those. Back there. Go. Off with you. Bring him back. Monty, go back to your room. And he's like, okay. And he goes to turn around and start walking back to his room.
God damn it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go. Was there a window in the room?
Every window you've seen has bars on it except for the one that you jumped in. So there is a window in his room, yes, but it had bars on it.
I think you gotta try to knock out the orderly or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna grab this kid and book it.
He started walking back. The kid has started walking back to his room. He's literally does whatever the last person tells him to
physically
do.
try and grab the kid and
Okay.
like run towards whatever exit there is.
Okay.
I don't think I'm strong enough to knock out the
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, Shima was probably fighty enough for that, but this.
Simon definitely could, but Carmelita cannot.
You turn.
And I have
he gets
no
a few
gun.
steps from you. You grab him, and then you make for the door.
Yeah.
And he is going to lunge at you. So
Of
let
course
me.
he is.
Yeah.
Doing his job.
He's really.
Yeah. I'm trying to do mine.
Yeah, let's not make him out into a saint or anything.
He's just some innocent orderly.
He's just an innocent orderly working in an entirely corrupt hospital that's forcibly giving people this supernatural drug.
Wait, what? Just kidding.
You guys saw it.
I know.
You guys
I'm just
saw
kidding.
that.
We
Yeah.
knew that.
Did
We
you?
know they're not good.
I don't believe you.
I wish
Orange
I had a
juice.
little bit more money to try and bribe this guy, but that trip has failed.
That's why I brought it up. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm realizing that now.
Pick a number between 1 and 6.
4.
All right. Good to know. Thank you. Okay. He is going to. I'm gonna say because you have to turn around and grab him and make it and try to race to the door. That'll take up your action. He is going to lunge at you, and he is trying to. I think he's just gonna. He's got these little like kind of billy club kind of thing that he's gonna grab and try to conk you on the back of the head as he lunges. You can fight back or you can dodge, but anything you do is going to be at a penalty die because you are dragging the kid with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and dodge.
Okay.
Can I take 2 audience dice or no for dodge?
You can do that. It's fine.
Okay.
The
So I'm
rules-
rolling 55 instead of 35
Okay.
with the penalty.
Yeah, it would be great to have a gun
73
right now.
fail.
Okay. I rolled an 8. So that's going to be a hit. Fortunately, it is not a extreme success. It's still just barely a hard success. So he's going to whack you over the back of the head with his billy club. You will take 4 points of damage from that as he lunges forward and he whacks you over the head. What do you want to do? Your turn.
I'm gonna keep trying to leave.
Okay, you're going to pull the door open and you're going to race out into the hospital hallway. And you're racing out, you're dragging this kid behind you. You're not getting very far because the kid is kind of weighing you down as an anchor. And so this guy is going to race after you and he's going to call out, she's taking a Monty! She's taking the Donovan Boya! And then you see a handful of other orderlies and nurses and stuff suddenly turn and look at you and begin to descend upon you. And he's going to, since he is the closest, he'll get an attack. Okay. What are you doing? You gonna dodge, fight back?
Dodge.
Okay. Give me that dodge roll.
Penalty again.
Yeah, every time if you're dragging him with you with your arm, I feel like that's an anchor. I feel like that has to be a penalty die.
That makes sense. Right. Do we have 2 audience dice, Mel?
We do.
For me to have? Okay. Oh, crit fail 9.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. So I did fail, but I'm going to say what your crit fail, we're going to say is like in the process of dodging, you and Monty stumble to the ground, you go prone, and like you guys are sliding across the floor. And so you are now in a prone position on the ground. And like what this means is that people are now starting to close in upon you. And we're going to cut from there because that is in a pretty damning situation. Marie, we're going to come back to you. We see them kind of stitching you up and everything's working. Maybe you're on maybe you're kind of unconscious. Someone put a mask on your face. You got some ether or whatever it is they used back in 1936 or 37. I don't know. And so you're kind of going through this whole process while up top we see Carmelita is like kind of getting surrounded by orderlies and various hospital workers and things like that. We come back to the warehouse, and as Will and Patrick, you're led down these stone stairs. You are eventually in some kind of underground tunnels. They have these tightly fitted stones that are creating the floor, but atop of them you can see all sorts of like rubber mats and things for some sort of tractions. He's leading you through these different twists and turns, not many, but a couple. You see these electric lamps hanging every few feet on this cabling that is hung from the mortar of the ceiling. You can see that there are also some bare bulbs here and there as well that are just throwing out this harsh light in these sharp shadows left and right here and there. All along the way, you can see some crates, some barrels, some metal drums that are stacked along and like kind of shoved back into these different alcoves here and there so that people can get past. But you also, both of you, having been in proximity to it before, you smell nectar. That kind of sort of earthy scent that just sort of saturates your nose here and there. Patrick, your small minor mouth and your arm is really starting to animate. You all again feel, the two of you, at the back of your mind, the pull of some strong presence down here. But Donovan isn't talking. He's just sort of moving quickly. Every now and then you pass by a worker who is like carrying with a pole across their shoulders and these two big pails, these two big buckets, just kind of moving down the hall, but then sees Donovan, kind of steps to the side, kind of lets you pass here and there. Eventually you come to a kind of almost like a three-way intersection. You're coming, say, from the west. There's like a path off to the north, another path that continues further like eastward into the tunnels. And you're feeling more and more down that eastward tunnel, that pull. The mouth on your arm, Patrick, is getting louder and louder the further eastward you go in these tunnels. But you don't take the eastward path. Instead, Donovan turns kind of off to the side where there is this relatively thin, basic-looking wooden door that he comes up to, and he unlocks and he pushes open, and he kind of motions for you all to come inside, closes the door. It's like, well, old boys, part one, I suppose. They're getting my son now. Yes.
Yeah, let's got it. Yes,
They've got him.
Good. Excellent. Good. And you look around, and the room is ancient stone. Like, it definitely looks like something out of an ancient catacomb, not unlike some of the things that you saw when Sir Godfrey Wells, the guy that you tried to murder, led you through those tunnels to a safe house, right? And you also see that in addition to all of that ancient stone, there are like a little bits here and there of like this Art Deco kind of sort of decoration. There is a desk where you can see all sorts of papers and receipts that have been piled up. There is a bookshelf. You see there's all sorts of different books on there. You also see a prominently displayed photograph of Portia Donovan or who you would assume to be Portia Donovan. And you notice that there is a safe in the room as well. He goes to his desk and he starts kind of going through some of his ledgers. Are you two saying or doing anything as he retrieves whatever it is he retrieves?
Patrick.
Take a look at the ancient walls, maybe a bit of the writing.
Yeah, you definitely notice there's something kind of engraved into them. It's a language you don't fully understand, but it doesn't look like... It almost has a look of like graffiti or randomness to it. Anything that looks organized is on the bookshelf or on the desk. Like you don't... Like the walls themselves are there's nothing there that's kind of pulling at you.
If Patrick's looking at the walls, Donovan's looking through the desk, I'll take a look at the bookshelf.
And you kind of... His back is kind of to you. As he's like going through things here and there, Patrick's looking at some of the walls. You notice that there are all sorts of books up here, many that look like local laws, business practices, things like that. There's the photo of Portia Donovan. You notice like a couple other photos of like him and his son and Portia. Like you see another photo of like the two of them like at what looks like an opera house. It's like a clipping from a newspaper. One book kind of catches your attention of all of these. It has like kind of that sort of a cultish sort of vibe to it. It doesn't necessarily look like the kind of thing that you see with some of these other more recent publications. What do you want to do?
I grab it. Look at the cover.
Okay. Are you trying to take it, or are you trying to grab it and start
stealthily? You're right. I don't want to rifle through. I want to just shove it in my shirt. I'm not wearing a bra, but I've got my gun harness to like keep it close.
Give me a stealth or a sleight of hand.
So sleight of hand is 18, stealth is 40. I'll take stealth.
All right, I'm going to contest it with his spot hidden.
That is an 84.
Push?
Over 40. Yeah, I'll push.
Okay.
I think I kind of fumble with it a little bit, and I kind of start coughing a little bit and like pretend that I'm like choking a little bit just so I can crouch down and like cover what I'm doing a little bit better. Doesn't matter. 74.
Okay. I also rolled a 97 on my spot hidden, which is very bad. He'll turn around, but he'll turn around after you've kind of put the book away, but he sees you at the bookshelf, and he suddenly cops like a serious, like, get away from there. Leave those alone. And you see him like push past you like really abruptly, and he kind of grabs like the photos and things, and he grabs them. Stay away from them. Leave my family alone. And he kind of puts them into his jacket. You're not sure that he noticed you taking the book, but he's misinterpreting it as you kind of like meddling in his family affairs, and now he's like he's copying like a very serious and quick attitude with you.
Hey, did you get the spell or not? Let's get going.
And he like holds up a folio of some kind, and you can see little like old pieces of paper. You get this when I get my boy.
Fair enough. That's the entirety of it?
And he gives you like a grin. Maybe. And he puts it in his coat.
Where's the rest of it?
He points to his head. Just in case you get any thoughts about tossing me aside once we get out of here, old boy. Got to have some insurance, yes?
Hey, fair enough. We're not like that. Is there anything else useful in this place?
We don't have the time. Maybe if the two of you wouldn't have shot up the place, there's a few things we could have grabbed, but we have to go now.
Let's go. Time to get you to your kid.
And you step out into the hall, and you hear the sounds of kind of shouts and voices coming from the way you came. And he kind of looks a little panicked in his face. Oh dear. We're gonna go ahead and call it there, and we're gonna pick up on that next time.
Oh dear, what, Monty?
Right? What?
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to pick up on that next time. He's not gonna tell you now. You gotta wait until next time.
But what if I badger you a
Such
lot?
a good place to.
Sorry.
Such a good
To wait
cliffhanger.
until next time. To wait till next time.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, we didn't.
Well,
we didn't.
there we go.
Well, I don't
do
know.
well with this.
I don't know what happened to the hospital, but we nailed it on our side.
Oh yeah, we got it. Locked it down.
I love that it didn't occur to
10
you
out of 10
guys
for us.
to just go up to the door and say, "Hey, we're here to see Montgomery Donovan." Like that, it wasn't even something you considered verbally as an option
wasn't.
and dismissed.
It was not.
Right? That's so
we
funny.
had
to me.
we were DMing each other. We had a couple different ideas. That was not one of them at all.
The only other option was kill the guards to get in first.
You could have done that.
We were gonna walk up and stab him, or we were gonna sneak in the back.
Oh, it was so great. I just thought like it's just not even a contemplation. It was so good. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyhow, well there we go. Some good things, some bad things.
Awesome
Hospital
session.
team, a little bit of trouble. But we'll go from there. We'll pick up on this next time. Let's go ahead and do a couple closing
my
plugs and get on out of
God.
here. So Steven, while you're drinking, Maitreyi, what do you do on the internet?
I am to plays games on YouTube where I make system agnostic or multi-system tabletop content that centers the GM and player experience.
Awesome. Steven, I hear you are the creator of the world's best Weird West game.
I'm creator of a Weird West game called Huckleberry. Huckleberry, a Weird West RPG. You can go to huckleberryrpg.com/pre-order to pre-order your physical copy. They should be out in about 6 months or so. We had a successful backer kit, so we are funded. We are in production right now. If you want to make sure you have a copy available when it goes to retail, pre-order now.
I have heard rumors that is the game that the Phoenix Suns play when they're on their plane going from one location to the next in the NBA. I heard that as a rumor.
They play Huckleberry?
That's
Where
it.
did you
They're
hear
playing
that
some
from?
Huckleberry.
Did Melissa tell you that?
Around.
She's a
around.
liar.
I'm pretty tuned. I'm pretty tuned in to the Arizona scene and also the NBA scene. You know me, right? Anyhow,
See, chat even
let's
says
see,
they
what
heard
else we
this
got?
rumor too.
NBA's favorite
See,
RPG.
we're
See right there. Thank you, Ribbons. Appreciate that. See, it's going around. It's going around, Steven. Okay.
Huckleberry is the official RPG of the NBA,
sounds
and
right.
if that's not true, talk to Jeff.
I'm just saying. Adam Silver, give me a call. I can hook you up. I know the creator. There you go. All right. So next up, let's see what we got going. Streaming schedule Monday. I think we got some Wear and Danger. Tuesday we're off for a little while till after holidays. Kip's just going to start up something new in the new year. Thursday next week we got some Legend in the Mist, and then Saturday we'll be back hopefully with more Call of Cthulhu. Obviously, once holidays hit like Christmas, New Year's, etc., things are going to get a little wonky for us. But that's the current schedule. And also check out our YouTube page. All sorts of games up there, including I'm particularly giddy about this. We played a little play test of the Black Company RPG last week, so go take a look at that. It was a ton of fun, and it's coming out from our one of our faves here, Arc Dream. So take a look at that. We're gonna raid somebody. I guess they don't have a game today. That sucks. So let's do. Who are we gonna raid? Let's raid some Myth Machine. Maybe. Yeah, it's just a Myth Machine. Looks like they're doing some World Darkness. All right. So have a great night, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Now we're seeing you.
Bye.